stop the stream real quick because it's super choppy. So go ahead and click stop streaming. And then you can also click stop recording as well. Let me know when you get there.
Today is senior day as Bethel University takes on your Georgetown Tigers. At this time, Georgetown College and Georgetown College Athletics would like to honor legendary lineman coach Bob Davis. A 1950 graduate, Davis coached baseball, football, basketball, while serving as chair of the physical education department during his time with the Tigers. He most notably guided the men's basketball team from 1953 to 1973 with a record of 415 to 182. His 1961 team was national runner-up. He also served as vice chair of the U.S. Olympic Committee. He is an NAIA and GC Athletics Hall of Fame member. In honor of Coach Davis, please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Remain standing as we honor America, our freedom, and the men and women in the armed forces
It is senior day here at Georgetown College. Welcome to Toyota Stadium, the final home game of the 2021 spring football season as the Bethel Wildcats come to town to take on the Georgetown College Tigers. My name is Jason Griefer. We are happy to have you here with us. A number of seniors to be honored here today as they play here at Toyota Stadium for the final time. Should be a good ball game here as well. Georgetown comes to today 3-1 on the season after that 27-6 win 1 week ago against Campbellsville. Bethel, meanwhile, very impressive to start the year. They are 3-0 on the year and 3 blowout wins, winning against Thomas More by a score of 49-7, beating Campbellsville 39-14, and then last week dispatching of Cumberland's 38-14. They are back to where they were a couple of years ago when they had an undefeated regular season, and Bethel doing it like they did a couple of years ago when we had that 50-49 double overtime classic here at Toyota Stadium, doing it on the ground. Bethel comes into today third in America, averaging 270 yards on the ground. Can throw it as well. Pretty balanced passing attack as well. They averaged just over 530 per game. So there you go, 270 on the ground, 260 in the air, and averaging 42 points per game. See, the challenge initially for Georgetown, can they get on the board in the first quarter? Thus far in the season, Bethel through 3 games has outscored its opponents 42-0 in the first quarter. Conversely, fourth quarters have been the story for Georgetown thus far in the season. Georgetown's outscored its 4 opponents on the year 31-7 in the final frame. So interesting dichotomy there, and we'll see how things go as the game goes along here today as well. Georgetown leads the all-time series 5-2. Of course, those 2 wins for Bethel, one we talked about, the 50-49 thriller we had a couple of years ago here on stretch. And then the first win for Bethel came against Georgetown here in the 2012 playoffs when Georgetown went into the playoffs 10-0, ranked number 1 in the country, had beaten Bethel 63-21 a month before. But in the playoff game, Bethel came here to Toyota Stadium and pulled the shocking upset, and it sent Georgetown packing. That was a Georgetown team, of course, featuring Neil Posset at quarterback. That team really felt they had a chance to win another national championship and were upended here in round number 1. Before the game today, there was a moment of silence as Georgetown lost a coaching legend here at Georgetown within the past week. Georgetown College and the athletics program took the time to honor legendary alum and basketball coach Bob Davis. He was a 1950 graduate of Georgetown. He coached baseball, football, and basketball, while also serving as chair of the physical education department here at Georgetown. He most notably guided the men's basketball team from 1953 to 1973 with 415 wins during that time. The 1961 team was national runner-up, and he was also a vice chair of the United States Olympic Committee. Very integral, of course, in the 1972 U.S. men's basketball team that wound up controversially being awarded the silver medal in the Olympics, an award and a medal that that team still has not received due to the controversy in the loss in the gold medal game to the Soviet Union. Of course, Coach Davis, an NAIA and Georgetown College Hall of Famer, and passing away this week. It was a nice write-up on GeorgetownCollegeAthletics.com with some quotes from not only current Georgetown men's basketball coach Chris Briggs, but also football coach Bill Cronin, both talking about their interactions with Coach Davis since he's then retired from coaching. He still was, of course, a mainstay here around Georgetown College. And Coach Briggs and Coach Cronin had a lot of interactions with Coach Bob Davis during his tenure, so some really nice thoughts from them. You can read those over at GeorgetownCollegeAthletics.com. And we, of course, here at the Tiger Sports Network also want to send along our condolences to the Davis family, institution Coach Davis was here for so long here at Georgetown College. Of course, he was his name, of course, on the basketball arena. Davis Reed Alumni Gym is named for Coach Davis. Of course, Jim Reed being the other. Jim Reed followed Coach Davis as the coach at Georgetown. Of course, Coach Reed also played for Coach Davis here at Georgetown, and thus those two sharing the honor of having their names over in the basketball arena. As we said, today is senior day here for the football team. 2 more games to go in the regular season for the Tigers, so this is our last scheduled home game. Georgetown's going to have to win out, not only win today, but win their final 2 road games at Thomas More and Pikeville, and probably also get some help from above in order to host a home playoff game. As it stands right now, Georgetown still sits 19th in the country. Of course, that poll came out on February 22nd. The next NAIA Top 25 will come out early next week, and so Georgetown will find out where things adjust from there and where they will stand. Of course, a big step in the direction of moving up in the rankings will come today if the Tigers can beat Bethel. Bethel, the way they've been playing, if they come in here and win this one, they'll be 4-0 on the year, and they will likely surge up into the top 25. They are outside of the rankings right now. Of course, they are under second-year head coach Michael Jasper. He is 8-6 overall, so just a 5-6 year a year ago for Bethel after their previous coach, Brent Dearman, who guided them to a wonderful season back in 2018. As we said, they went undefeated in the regular season. Coach Dearman eventually left to be an assistant coach at Kansas, and now he is an assistant coach at Middle Tennessee State. Let's move back here to Toyota Stadium. Let's start talking about Senior Day. Jake Johnson, the first honoree, the wide receiver out of Somerset, Kentucky. Of course, who could forget the game he had a year ago to close the regular season against Cumberland? 11 catches for 173 yards and 4 touchdowns. He had 10 touchdowns a year ago. He has 2 this season. He's a major in communications and a minor in public health, accompanied by his parents, Kim and Mitchell Johnson. Will Thomas, wide receiver, next up here today. Will, out of Middletown, Ohio, is a major in business administration, a minor in communications and media studies, accompanied by his parents, Natasha Williams and Aaron Thomas. Will may play a bigger role here today. A couple of wide receivers for Georgetown may not be in uniform here today, so he may play a bigger role here today. But a very solid special teams contributor has Will Thomas over his tenure here at Georgetown. Up next, the first of 2 senior quarterbacks, Hunter KRAUSE. Hunter, a native of Fairfield, Ohio, which is just to the north and east of Cincinnati. He's going to graduate from Georgetown with a master's degree in education, accompanied by his parents, Denise and Jason KRAUSE. He'll likely see a good amount of time here on the field here today. He and Zach Dampier have been splitting the quarterback duties all season long. They'll likely do that again here today. Zach Dampier will be an honoree here today, but not before we talk about Bryce Bowen. Bryce, out of Norcross, Georgia, 5'9", 180-pound defensive back, has played time both at corner and at safety. He's a major in communications and media studies. His parents, Stephanie and Mike, here today. Good to see that families were able to make the trip here to Georgetown here today from anywhere they've normally reside to come up here for the final time. And so Bryce Bowen's family making the trip up from Georgia, and good to see that. And he'll come out and have his picture taken with his family and Coach Cronin at midfield. There's their other senior quarterback, Zach Dampier, out of Danville. He is a major in marketing and a minor in communications and media studies. He's also the president of the student body, so he can certainly politic when he needs to, which is a handy thing to do when you are a quarterback of the football team. And he has been a really, really solid player thus far this season for Georgetown. He'll likely see a lot of time here today. His parents, Karen and Donnie, here to accompany him. And, of course, the first thing you do, any respectful young man you'll see do quite often, give Mom a hug. Mom gets the first hug. That's how it always goes. Linebacker Colin Smith, the next one up, transferred in before last season. He's out of Van Wert, Ohio. He's a major in biomedical science, which basically is a way to translate he is smarter than you or I. He's accompanied by his mother, Carmel Smith. And he, like the others, will first thing you do when you get out midfield, you give Mom a hug. And after he shakes Coach Cronin's hand there, he will eventually give Mom a hug there. So Colin Smith honoree there here today. Next up, wingback Brandon Leff, or number 23. He's out of Taylorsville, Kentucky. He's a major in exercise science with a minor in psychology. He is accompanied by his mom, Christine, and his father, Stephen, and Stephen's wife, Karen. Brandon not going to be able to go here today. Remember a couple of weeks ago, it's Lindsey Wilson. He took a hard hit catching a ball inside the 10-yard line. Did not play last week against Campbellsville, and he's just, see out there, he is in street clothes here today, so he won't be able to go. He'd been really nice piece for Georgetown the first few weeks of the season. So see who fills in the gap for him here today. Nick Howard up next, offensive lineman wearing number 50. One of the big fellas up front. He is out of Middletown, Ohio, which is about a 25-minute drive north of Cincinnati. He is a major in exercise science and a minor in public health. His parents, Brenda and Vernon Howard, here accompanying him, and they await him as well as Coach Cronin does at center, at midfield, I should say. Up next, another one of the offensive linemen, Sam Dingle. Sam is a native of Norcross, Georgia, one of several players for Georgetown out of Norcross, Georgia. He is a major in marketing and communications, accompanied by his parents, Marion and Jeffrey Dingle. Sam has been a really solid player at center the last couple of years here for Georgetown. He will be the starting center here today. Be a really important piece against a very talented and very large defensive front for Bethel here today. The two tackles on the defensive line for Bethel go 315 and 330, and we'll talk about them as we go along here in this one. Ben Jackson up next. He has been a part of the offensive line for the last number of years. Actually, this year has transitioned to being a student coach. But a really integral piece he's been during his playing days. Of course, as you said, now a coach here. He's a major in physics with a minor in math. His parents, Rebecca and Chris, in attendance here today as he is on the field at Toyota Stadium for the final time here today. Next up, offensive lineman Evan Brinson, wearing number 61. He is out of Somerset, Kentucky. He is a sociology major with a minor in criminal justice. His parents, Diana and Curtis, here await him at midfield alongside head coach Bill Cronin. One of the many offensive linemen Coach Cronin's going to have to replace next season. We're going through him right now, and Evan's been a guy who's every time he's been in there, he just tends to move people, which is exactly what you want as an offensive lineman. Little bit undersized at just 6 foot tall, but gets that leverage underneath and able to move people. Up next, Trace Ogden, wearing number 63. Trace out of Owenton, Kentucky. He's a major in business administration with a minor in accounting. His mother, Rebecca, awaiting him at midfield alongside Coach Bill Cronin. Always one of the better days here at Senior Day when you can honor all of the young men who have given so much of themselves to this program, to have that reciprocated back to them here today. It's always a wonderful thing. It's one of our favorite broadcasts of the year, doing any kind of Senior Day here on Stretch. Up next, Duke Holland. He is out of Sewanee, Georgia. He is one of the bigger offensive linemen you'll see out there, 6'7". And when he gets a hold of you, just consider yourself locked up. He is that talented. He's spent a lot of time at multiple positions on the line the last couple of years. He's a major in communications and media studies with a minor in religion. His parents, Jenny and Brian Holland, and his fiancée, Sinclair Leto, joining him at midfield here today. Up next, Jared Kinnaman, wearing number 66. Jared is out of Evansville, Indiana. He's a major in marketing and communication. His parents, Kim and Jason Kinnaman, joining him at midfield here today. They'll pose for a picture there with the parents and also Coach Cronin. Josh Finley out there is slated to start at right guard here today. He's been a solid starter the last number of years, whether at tackle or guard. He's out of Lebanon, Ohio. If you're not familiar with the city of Lebanon, Ohio, it's about 45 minutes northeast of Cincinnati. Josh is a major in healthcare administration with a minor in biology. His parents, Melissa and Matt, accompanying him at midfield here today. That rounds out the offensive linemen that are playing for the final time here today. Move into some skill players here now. Noah Kramer up first. The wide receivers, back to the wide receivers. He is out of Franklin, Ohio. 7 catches this year for 144 and a touchdown. He is a major in sports administration with a minor in business. His parents, Kathy and James, here today to honor Noah as he is playing here at Toyota Stadium, most likely for the final time. Again, Georgetown, to get a home playoff game, they're going to have to run the table and get some help from other teams who are playing in the fall season in order to get another home playoff game. Tate Dowdy up next. He is out of Ashland, Kentucky. Been a very solid special teams player. Very good run blocker, Tate Dowdy is. He's a major in health science with a minor in history. His parents, Stacy and Steve, joining him here today. Up next, equipment manager, Caitlin Horton. She'll be honored here today. And this is also cool that Georgetown does as well, honoring all the student managers. As we saw, student coach Ben Jackson, they get to be honored here today. Caitlin does a great job taking care of everything to make sure the players have everything they need. She is a major in health science with a minor in healthcare administration. So obviously, if she wants to be a manager long term, she's got a bright future at that. Bill Cronin doesn't just give anybody a chance at positions like that. You've got to earn that position, and Caitlin certainly has done that. Nice to see her honored here today. She does a great job behind the scenes. Good to see Coach Cronin honors those managers. He appreciates those students who are willing to do that, those types of jobs. Up next, student coach Campbell Abbott. He is a major in communications and media studies with a minor in liberal arts. His parents, Jennifer and Mark Abbott, accompanying here as well. And that's the other thing Coach Cronin does as well. You know, Campbell, a student here, and getting a chance to actually break into the coaching ranks here, and Bill Cronin giving him an opportunity to do that, as is with the case with Noah Smedley. Noah, also a student assistant. He has a major in finance with a minor in communications. He's accompanied by his parents, Veronica, and Heath Smedley. His father, Heath, actually is a former Tiger. Spent some time here in Georgetown as a member of the football program a few years back. And there you have the honorees here on Senior Day. Again, always one of our favorite days here on the broadcast when all the student athletes and the managers and the student assistants, they all get the opportunity to be honored here. And thankfully the weather has cooperated to have some good number of fans here in attendance. No threat of rain in the area or anything like that. It is cooler here today. Temperature right around 50 degrees, and there has been a rather consistent wind throughout the pregame here, really blowing from the left end zone to the right from where we are and where you see right now on your monitor as we roll through the Senior Day honorees one final time here. But we'll see if that plays a factor in the kicking game as things go along here today. Two very good kickers. Of course, Georgetown Chris Klein hit a season-long 42-yarder against Campbellsville a week ago. And on the other side for Bethel, Rodrigo Campos has a season-long of 41. So those guys certainly have the leg to get it done from distance if need be. But the wind likely to play a factor. We'll see if it also plays a factor in the punting game as well. Of course, Georgetown would like to forget about the punting issues they had a couple of weeks ago in the loss to Lindsey Wilson. Much better a week ago at Campbellsville. But nevertheless, we'll see what happens in that one there. There you see the wind really been picking up. It's been swirling at times. It's been primarily blowing in, as you can see, right towards our camera, which is set up right around midfield in. So the wind playing in from left to right. But it's been pretty consistent. It's expected to stay in that consistent range. It'll make things a little chilly out there for players on the field. I would venture to say the wind's going to make it feel probably closer to 40 degrees than 50 degrees during this ball game. And that's why I'm looking down here and seeing the majority of fans all bundled up with coats and jackets. Of course, everybody in attendance with masks on, and all groups with social distancing as best as possible. So the cheer squad about to welcome the Tigers onto the field. Of course, the Mid-South Conference champion, Georgetown College cheerleaders. They went to the national tournament not too long ago and actually finished 9th at the national championship. So a great showing for that program. They have been outstanding all season long, not only in attendance here at athletic events, but also in competition as well. Coach Joni Alexander does a terrific job with that cheer program, and one of the senior cheer honorees will be honored here at halftime of today's broadcast, and we will have that for you here on Stretch. Don't want to forget about the cheerleaders as well, because they've been impacted just as much as anybody else has during this pandemic. And they work just as hard as any and all other student athletes to make sure they're in the best possible position to perform and also compete, and in their case, win. You see Georgetown Vice President of Athletics Brian Evans here checking things out. Of course, he's always on the go here at Toyota Stadium. If you're ever here for a football game, not often are you going to see Mr. Evans in one stationary spot. He's always around checking things out. And I think especially right now, of course, during the pandemic times, he's got to make sure everybody in attendance here today has their masks on. And unless they're, have something to drink or something to eat. But always trying to make sure things are on the up and up. And without his guidance here at Georgetown, we wouldn't have such a smooth operation, and we wouldn't be able to have events like this, thanks to not only the work of Brian Evans, but his assistant AD, Austin Sparks, of course, Sports Information Director, Jenny Elder, Kimberly Chandler, valued member of the athletic department as well. All those people, and of course, all the coaches and the students, everyone behind the scenes that you don't necessarily see on camera. Of course, President Will Jones as well, all the work he has done since this pandemic began to make sure that everybody's abiding by the guidelines that they had to come together and really develop from scratch, and thus allowed us to, of course, have as much of a basketball season broadcast here on Stretch as we could. And, of course, now these 3 home football games in this shortened 7-game regular season. If not for the work of all those people, we wouldn't be here right now. And this being the final football broadcast of the season, at least we believe as of now, we certainly want to take a moment to thank everybody here at Georgetown for all of their efforts to make this athletic season happen. Of course, it's been a very busy one with football being moved back to the spring, baseball and softball getting going. In fact, softball team's in action today as well. Baseball team a little action later tonight. Soccer teams, they've been busy as well. Been a very, very busy time here at Georgetown College. Tireless work being put out by so many people. And we just happen here on Stretch to be one of the benefactors of it, to be able to bring you the sights and sounds of this football game here today. Marcus Amasule, Sander Roxveg, Jake Johnson, and Sam Dingle will be the 4 captains for Georgetown to come in here today. Georgetown wearing the black jerseys, orange helmets, orange pants here today. Bethel going with quite a different look, as you'll see when they take the field here. The Wildcats of Bethel. Traditional colors are purple and gold for the Wildcats. You will not see a lot of purple here today, except for the warm-ups the coaches are wearing on the sideline. Of course, here at Toyota Stadium, the traditional visitors locker room not available to visiting teams. They've actually been set up in a large tent beyond the far gates, and that's where they've been set up along behind their buses to be able to come in here and to play these games. Not only Bethel here today, but Campbellsville and Lindsey Wilson the last 2 weeks. And there you see the uniforms for Bethel. You can't miss them. The white helmets, the white pants, and those gold jerseys. They have certainly will lighten things up here today compared to the black on Georgetown. Be interesting to see who comes out to a good start here in this game. And I wonder what Georgetown will do if they win the toss here today, if they'd elect to put the offense on the field first, as they did a week ago against Campbellsville, and keep that Bethel offense on the sideline. But Bethel's defense has been very, very good thus far on the season as well. They gave up just 35 points in their first 3 games, just 264 yards allowed. They've also gotten to the quarterback 13 times in 3 games, and protecting the quarterbacks has been a problem for Georgetown on the year. The Tigers' offensive line has allowed 18 sacks through 4 games on the season. And of course, we've documented the Tigers' struggles to run the football. That still remains. Georgetown averages just under 52 yards per game and just 1.4 yards per carry. The Tigers still second in the country in passing yardage per game at just over 340, so that can be an interesting thing to keep an eye on as well. The passing game of Georgetown versus the run game of Bethel. Sam Dingle and Bethel's starting quarterback today, Jacob Murphy, will be out to actually take the coin toss. The other three captains for Bethel across the way there, like Vontae Bates, senior defensive back, Davius Chrisman, junior DB, and also Trace Pierce, who is along the offensive line and is slated to start at left tackle. And we'll see right here what happens, where Bethel elects to go here, as Georgetown has won the toss and they have deferred to the second half. And with that, we will see as they set up there, Bethel will work into the wind here in the first quarter. See the Bethel team just in the top side of your monitor right there, getting themselves set up. And there you go with the Georgetown Tigers, as they are set and ready to go. And it's interesting, given how close these teams are in proximity here today. A little bit of talking back and forth there. Normally you would see the visiting team come from the opposite end zone onto the field, but not the case right now. Hopefully that tradition can resume in the fall. But nevertheless, a little bit of fun there early on. An important conference game, as we talked about, coming into this one. Of course, everybody chasing Lindsey Wilson, who remains undefeated at the top of the league. Bethel right there, just behind there. Bethel just 3-0 on the season. Georgetown, they've already played 4 games. The Tigers are off next week before those 2 road trips to Thomas More and to Pikeville to close out the regular season on the first 2 Fridays of April. And just getting an update in from other Mid-South Conference play. U-Pike leading Cumberland right now in the third quarter. They actually started a couple of hours ago. U-Pike leads that one as we speak right now, 28-13 in the third quarter. But back here at Toyota Stadium, you can probably hear through our microphones up here, the wind still continuing to swirl, now blowing directly into the Georgetown bench from across the way. So we'll keep an eye on that as things go along. If that changes, and maybe switches around to the other way, again, that's going to wreak havoc not only on the kicking game, but also could be a play issue in the return game for both teams as we go along, not only with the kick returns, but also the punt returns. And so we'll see what happens there in that instance. Bethel will have Jacoby Reddick and also Jacoby Griffin, it looks like, back to await the kicks. We will also likely see Tremaine Osborne back to field at kick or punt on occasion here today. Reddick, a very, very dangerous player all the way around. He'll start at the slot today for Bethel on offense, averaging nearly 20 yards per catch on offense, and can make some dynamic plays in the return game. He's a smaller guy, just 5'8", $183. He's out of Tampa, Florida, but he'll be a major factor in this one as we go along here. Make no mistake about it, Chris Klein will set things up, and we'll toe it up here with the left boot in just a moment here. I think the first thing we'll see here is that the ball actually stays on the tee. Again, wind continuing to blow across from the Bethel bench right now into the Georgetown bench. Back judge there at the spot of the ball, I think, try to make sure it stays up as long as possible. But should be a good one here today. In the balanced offense from Bethel, averaging 530 yards per game against a Georgetown defense that is giving up just 17 points per game and just 79 yards per game on the ground on the year. That's going to be another factor as well. Can Georgetown's defense hold up against this versatile Bethel rushing attack? We're going to find out here in just a moment as Chris Klein toes it up. It'll be a short kick, and Reddick will field it at the 9-yard line. Going across to the right side. Stumbled as he reached the 20. The turf monster got him at the 20-yard line. He had some space out heading towards his sideline, and Bethel will start at the 22-yard line. Jacob Murphy, the 6'2 senior, will start at quarterback. He transferred in from the University of West Alabama. 67% completion rate on the year, 7 touchdowns, just 1 pick. He's thrown for 781 yards. He will tuck it and run occasionally. He's run 11 times on the year for 51 and a score. He will have Deontay Tate in the backfield. Tate, 470 yards through 3 games on the season. Tate gets the carry on first down and nowhere to go as that is blown up in the backfield. DJ White and Chad Holleran all over that, and a good start for Georgetown against a talented offensive line for Bethel. It goes across from left to right. Trace Pierce, Michael McLean, Cole Lyles, Noah Ford, Tyler McCoyne at right tackle. Quashawn Ford at the tight end spot. Osborne Reddick, your wide receivers, along with Lucas Brown. Colin Smith showing pressure. Here he comes. Murphy, that on the near side. That is knocked down as they were trying to get it to Avant Burris on the quick move inside. Rob Sheffield knocks that one away for Georgetown. It's 3rd down and 12. For Georgetown, Sander Roxvag, Rafael Arona, and Marcus Amasule up front. Linebacking core of Colin Smith, Peyton Standifer, Chad Holleran, and Jonathan Bothlin. Your DBs, Bryce Bowen, Zion Bethel, and Rob Sheffield, Kyron Simpson, your safeties. Bethel converts 53% on 3rd down on the year. They have 3rd and 12 here. Murphy out, and that ball is caught by Tate. Bounces off 3 Tigers. He'll have a 1st down. Types of plays against this Bethel offense, you cannot give him 2nd and 3rd tries, and Georgetown could not bring down Tate. Just his 6th catch of the season. Bethel needed 12. They got 14. That's an encouraging sign for the Wildcats. Tate gets the carry here on 1st down. Lowers the shoulder, runs right through Bowen. Bowen eventually gets some help from his Tiger teammates there, and Tate gets out to the 37-yard line, a gain of 4. And Deontay Tate, 470 yards rushing on the season, averaging nearly 8 yards per carry through the first 3 games for the Wildcats. 2nd and 6. Murphy under center here will throw it out wide. That pass was behind its intended target on the top side. Caleb Roebuck. Bethel in coverage for Georgetown, but not a good throw as Murphy off the mark there. Roebuck's a big guy, 6'2", 205, out of Sylvania, Alabama. So another 3rd and long situation here for the Bethel Wildcats. They need the 43-yard line to keep the drive alive. The sweep goes out to Tate and DJ White, who has been a massive addition to this Georgetown defense, read it all away and dragged Tate down in the backfield for a loss of 3. So despite that first 3rd down conversion allowed, Georgetown's defense doesn't allow a 2nd, and Bethel will send on the punting unit. Caleb Hall will be back to boot it, standing inside his 20-yard line. Darius Barber, who has been Mr. Everything for Georgetown on the season, he'll field it, standing at his own 25. Again, a crosswind for Hall to work into. We'll see if that affects things here. Georgetown playing the return all the way, and a low liner, and it's going to give Barber a chance at his 30. He'll get out across the 40, across the 45. Darius Barber with room to space, has blockers. Darius Barber inside the Bethel 35 and eventually taken down at the 27-yard line. Bethel trying to say they had the ball at the end there, but I think Barber was ruled down. Now the linesman from the far side going to come in and talk to our officials there. It looked like Barber was down as that ball came out late. But a bad kick from Hall set up a good return opportunity for Darius Barber. But nevertheless, in either case, this is coming back anyway. Georgetown was going to be set up inside the 25-yard line, and they're instead going to be moved all the way back deep into their own territory. An illegal block in the back is going to wipe out a huge return, and Georgetown will have to start back at its own 26-yard line. Would have been a 43-yard return for Barber, and it's taken off the board. So Georgetown's offense will be backed up just a bit, much further than they thought they would be, and it will be Zach Dampier getting the start here today at quarterback for Georgetown. He played the final 3 quarters against Campbellsville. Actually played rather well after a quiet first quarter from Hunter KRAUSE. KRAUSE went 6 of 11 for 56 in that first quarter against Campbellsville and never saw the field again. So it is Dampier starting here, and this one gives off to Cobb up the middle, and Isaiah Cobb will be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. 36 carry of the season for Isaiah Cobb for 116. Georgetown up front, left to right, Jared Kinnaman, Nick Howard, Sam Dingle, Josh Finley, Max Hill. Receiving core of Noah Kramer and Jake Johnson. We'll see a lot of Aaron Maggard and Darius Barber in the slot. And Isaiah Cobb, as you saw, getting the start at tailback here today. Jake Johnson will be on the near side. It is a 4-2-5 defense for Bethel. We'll get you their starters after this second down play. Dampier across the middle, and that is incomplete. Look like Barber got hit before the ball arrived as he was popped from behind by Jacoby Griffin. Up front for Bethel, Jerwin Young and Lee Koke on the defensive ends. In the middle, David Riggins, 6'4", 330 sophomore. He's joined alongside Jared Gentry, a 6'3", 315 sophomore. So big guys in the middle to plug that gap. Two linebackers, Jacoby Griffin and Darian Burns. Vontae Bates will kind of play a roving spot in the defensive secondary. Afiz Badmas at the nickel. Corners of Devious Chrisman, DeAndre Caldwell, and Elijah Wood, the safety. Third downs have been good to Bethel on the season, just 18% allowed. Jake Johnson caught that one. No, he did not. Had it, pop up in the air, brought it down, and then as he hit the ground, it popped loose. And so Georgetown, thanks to the penalty on special teams, starts deep in its own territory, and Bethel forces a 3-and-out. Tight window for Dampier to get that one in. Johnson had to go up high against two defenders and unable to pull it down. Wind continues to play a factor here. Josh Edwards back in as punter. Missed the last couple of weeks. He's in there today. He's been a good one for the last number of years. This one, not a good punt. We'll see if he gets a roll here. Is that one off the side of his foot? It'll spin forward just a touch, but Bethel will get the ball at its own 40-yard line. Not a good kick from Edwards in his first action in a couple of weeks. Almost wonder if, as he was dropping the ball to kick it, if the wind took it to the side of his foot just a bit. But in either case, Bethel will have the starting position much better than the first drive. We'll see how Georgetown counteracts this next trip for the Wildcats. Here they are right at the line. Trips out wide. They'll throw it out wide to Tate. Kind of a backwards pass. Good tackle out wide by Rob Sheffield. You can see Georgetown keying in early on Tate, but you can also see Bethel trying to make sure Tate gets off to a good start. But Georgetown has been all over him. It is a loss of 5 back to the 35-yard line. Bethel right at the line. They are a hurry-up offense. You will rarely see them huddle. Tate in the pistol this time. Murphy throwing the near side. That ball is knocked down, nearly intercepted by Colin Smith as they were trying to screen to the near side to Lucas Brown. And Smith was all over that. It'll make it 3rd and 15. Trying to get outside to Lucas Brown, the true freshman, who has not caught a pass thus far on the season. Transferred in from Tennessee Chattanooga a year ago. He'll be in press coverage on the near side against Kyron Simpson now. 3rd and 15. Smith and White coming. Murphy, pressure in the middle. Tate bobbled it. Pass a little low and behind because of the pressure, but Georgetown forces a 3-and-out. So both teams' defenses coming to play here early in this one, not even 4 minutes in to the first quarter here, and we're already looking at our 3rd punt of the game. Good start for the Tigers defense. They understood coming in how good this Bethel offense is. And through 2 series, the Tigers have been up to the challenge. Hall in for another punt here. See if Barber can get an opportunity to return this one. Hall's first punt was not a good one. This one, not a good one either. It's going to sputter toward the far sideline. He'll get a little bit of a favorable bounce. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Barber never had a chance to return that one. It is, again, off the side of the foot of the punter. So Georgetown now begins its second foray on offense. It's the final time this season Georgetown will play during daylight. There are 2 games against Thomas More and Pikeville in April scheduled to be nighttime kickoffs. Tigers back out. Dampier will go under center this time with Cobb in the backfield. Swing pass out wide to Aaron Maggard. He's across the 35, out to about the 38-yard line. 18th catch of the season for Maggard. He now goes over 200 yards on the season. We'll see how quickly Georgetown gets Darius Barber involved. Barber is the nation's leader in catches per game. He has 32 catches through 4 games on the season, an average of 8 catches per game. That's the best in the NAIA right now. Second down and 3 for the Tigers. They'll go off the left side, hand off to Isaiah Cobb, and not much doing there as David Riggin just walked right through the Georgetown defensive front to wrestle Cobb down in the backfield. Cobb may have been able to push it back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing else. Bethel on the season through 3 games, giving up just over 100 yards on the ground, and with those 2 big monsters in front, going to be very difficult to try and run between the tackles, and I wouldn't be surprised if Georgetown continues to work those types of swing passes and quick passes out wide and try and use the running game in that regard. 3rd down and 3 for Dampier. Zach Babb now in the backfield. Dampier near side. There is Darius Barber, and he has the first down out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Barber's 33rd catch of the season moves the chains here for Georgetown. 9:30 to go in the first quarter, and Tigers pick up a first down. You may also see a little bit more of a patient Georgetown offense here today, try and limit the possessions that Bethel's offense has in the game. Georgetown rarely goes to the hurry-up or the no-huddle. Bethel uses it exclusively. What that also does, if you can sustain drives, it keeps your defense fresh. Up the middle, Zach Babb. You try and go low on Zach Babb, you're just going to bounce off him. 6'3", 210 pounds, carrying that rock. He has tree trunks for legs, and he's not going to be brought down like that. And he rumbles forward for a nice gain of 7. See how often he gets used here in the run game today. If anything, just to put a physical guy on these Bethel defensive tackles. Maggard goes in motion here on 2nd and 3. Dampier with pressure and bailing out to the near side, and he will throw it away. David Riggin broke through and forced Dampier with the rollout and throwaway. So good veteran move from the senior to throw it away and live to fight another day. It'll be 3rd down and 3 to go here. Georgetown needing the Bethel 43-yard line. 8 minutes, 22 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tigers with their 2nd possession after a 3-and-out on the opening drive. Cobb, at least for the moment, lines up in the pistol, now shifts left. Dampier near side, and Maggard dropped it. That was a good ball from Dampier, and Maggard turned his head upfield as he was trying to move upfield before securing the catch, and it'll be 4th down and 3 here, and it looks like Georgetown will send on the punting unit. I think this is a good call, especially here early in the game. You don't want to give the Bethel offense a short field to work with. See if you can use Josh Edwards' ability to pin the ball into the coffin corners here, and don't give Jacoby Reddick a chance to return it as well. See if Reddick can also atone for his first punt, which was not a good one. Edwards puts the toe down, and this is going to be a very short kick, and Reddick will field it just shy of the 20-yard line. So about a 27-yard punt that time for Edwards, but did the right thing. Put the toe of the ball down and punt it sky high, and don't let Reddick get a chance to return it. Reddick on the season averaging 14 yards per return on the punt. He is dangerous. So Bethel back out for its 3rd possession here of the first quarter. Its worst starting position. They'll start at the 19-yard line. 8:09 to go in the first quarter, and thus far it's been defense the story. Handoff up the middle, and a gang tackle of the runner as Peyton Standifer, the first to arrive in the middle for Georgetown, as that ball was carried this time by Anthony Hughes, 3rd string tailback here for Bethel out of Nashville. Haven't seen Davius Prather, the projected starting running back thus far. It's been now Hughes here in this third series. Murphy across the middle, and that ball is caught. Nice ball out in front of Caleb Roebuck, and he pulls it down in front of Bethel for a first down to the 33-yard line. Caleb Roebuck will have a size advantage there. Bethel goes just 5'9" and 170 pounds, so Roebuck get about a 5-inch height advantage. Handoff this time at the middle to Hughes, just lowers the shoulders, gets what he can, and he's across the 35 to the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 4 on the play. And sometimes it's all you need from a running back off the bench. Georgetown saw that with Zach Babb on its last possession. Get somebody in there, it's just going to move forward and be physical. Hughes again up the middle, lowers that shoulder. He is met by Chad Holleran for a gain of 1. Holleran has been spectacular as a youngster in that linebacking core. The sophomore out of Frankfort, he has been outstanding. Came into the day leading the team with 32 tackles. Adds 1 more there. It'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it about 6. It's a short 6. From the pistol, Murphy going to hand the middle to Hughes again, and right to the heart of that defensive line, and Hughes never had a chance. Little surprised on that one. Bethel went so conservative on that 3rd down play, but the Tigers force another punt. Wonder if the way the wind's blowing is factoring into Bethel's decision to keep the ball on the ground there, because the first few throws from Murphy have not looked clean coming out of his hands. And the wind continues to howl, moving from the Bethel bench to the Georgetown bench. Now on 4th down, Bethel showing a different kind of formation right here. And now we've got a stoppage in play, and now a flag on the play. Bethel was going to try something different there on 4th down. But before they can, a flag came in. It'll be a false start against the Wildcats. So the ball now backs up to the 34-yard line. And so now it looks like Bethel will have more of the traditional punt look here. Caleb Hall on for the 3rd time. Jake Johnson will receive this punt here, and now Hall will go with the rugby-style kick. Good line drive kick. Johnson's going to return it anyway back at his own 30, and really nowhere to go. Good coverage and the right idea with the rugby-style kick as Johnson was taken down by Dontavius Brown back inside the 30-yard line. I wonder if that Georgetown maybe thinks about that kind of strategy on its next punt to try and kick it down low underneath the wind. I like that idea there. Good execution on the punt as well by Hall, allowing his coverage to get down there. So Georgetown's offense back out. It remains Zach Dampier's job. Still expect to see Hunter Krause get some snaps at some point during the game. Krause out wide to Maggard. Maggard gets through one, out across the 30, out across the 35. Jake Johnson trying to employ a block out there, but still Aaron Maggard gets enough for a first down. It'll be a pickup of 11 on first down, and that's what Georgetown, I think, needs to utilize in this game as an added facet to the run game, essentially, because Bethel has such tremendous size along that defensive line. Work out away from that, and I think that's what you see Georgetown do right there. Xavier King now in on the defensive line. He comes off the bench. He's no big deal, just 6'3", 295. He wears number 95 in the middle of that D-line for the Wildcats. Pickup of 11. Now the handoff to Cobb up the left side. He lowers the head and gets out near midfield. Good run on first down for Isaiah Cobb. A pickup of 9 for the sophomore on first down. Big play there. Just get the running game established here early in this one. Much better start on the ground for Georgetown compared to the first 4 games of the season. 4:30 to go in the first quarter. Still, neither team is really threatened to put points on the board. See if Georgetown can change that here. Hand it off to Zach Babb. You know what he's going to do. He's going to put 2 hands on the ball and lower his shoulders, and he does enough to move the chains. Needed 1. Babb picks up 2. Like that no-nonsense running, not only from Zach Babb, but we saw it on the previous drive for Bethel with Anthony Hughes. Just lower the shoulders and see if you can run through somebody to pick up some extra yardage. Babb will stay in on this first down play. Behind Dampier goes under center. If Georgetown looks Jake Johnson's way here. He's been quiet thus far. Right as I say that, Johnson drops a pass. Quick out there just to get him involved as he was working on the near side against DeAndre Caldwell. And second time, a Georgetown receiver has dropped a pretty good pass from Dampier. So Aaron Maggard dropped one on the previous drive. Stoppage here for a moment. Not sure what the headlinesman and our referee there were discussing, but nevertheless, play resumes here now. It'll be second down and 5. Now, actually, they're saying that was a catch. That's a break for Georgetown. I never thought Johnson had possession of that ball as he went out of bounds. And I don't think Johnson did either, but Georgetown will take it. So they'll call it a gain of 5. Maggard goes in motion. They'll hand off to Cobb, and Cobb plowing his way on the left side. It's a first down. Jared Kinnaman doing a great job on that left side, moving dudes, as well as Dawson Gabbard on the left side of that line. I think Georgetown's found a little something there on that left side, trying to run the ball, working against Archie Williams, that side of the defensive end. Williams a little smaller at defensive end, just 220 pounds, so run right at him, and it results in a first down to the Bethel 37-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Georgetown threatening. Dampier, nowhere to go, and out near Cobb, but into the turf. And I think that's the better result for Georgetown anyway, as Kevin George was closing in quick on Isaiah Cobb. Would have been a loss of probably 5, even if Cobb secures that ball. Second and 10 there, as there was nothing open down the field. This is an excellent pass coverage team in Bethel. Just 162 yards they allow per game. It helps when you have size like they do, like on the near side at cornerback, Davius Chrisman, 6'3". Dampier goes to the far side. That ball is secured out wide by Will Thomas. Well done, not only on the route, then the catch and the extra yardage. Just the 4th catch of the season for Thomas, and he moves the ball to the Bethel 25-yard line. I thought Thomas could play a bigger role here today, as Georgetown does not have the services of Tamir Jones today, and so it is Thomas on that top side, pulls that down. He'll be out there again on this play. Tigers at the Wildcats 25-yard line, out to Zach Babb, and Bethel wraps him up there at the 24-yard line, pulled down by Xavier King. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. The wind still continues to howl. 2nd and 9 for the Tigers. Chris Klein does have a season long of 42. If Georgetown has stopped at this point, that would be the distance for Klein to try, but I don't know with the wind going right now if Bill Cronin would be be inclined to do so. Here's Dampier on second down. Pressure coming. Dampier trying to step up, and he's going down in the backfield. David Riggin gets him back at the 27-yard line. That's the 14th sack on the season for Bethel, now 1.5 for Riggin, and Georgetown now really backed up here. It'll be 3rd down and 13 from the 28-yard line they spotted at. And I think here for Georgetown now, you're looking at a 2-down situation to try and pick up the first. From this spot, Klein kicking it, he'll be blowing left to right. I think here, even if Georgetown has stopped short of the line to gain here, I think Bill Cronin would go for this 4th down. Dampier in the backfield, pressured, and will throw it away. Pressure came in from the top side by Jasius Clark, coming in from the nickel spot on the blitz. And Dampier on the design rollout ran right into it and just had to throw it away. And now Georgetown will send on the special teams unit. And it looks like they're gonna send Chris Klein on to try one from about 45 yards out. This would be a season long. Klein 5 of 6 on the season. Before the play, Bethel will take a timeout. I think Bethel a little surprised that Georgetown would elect to attempt a field goal from this distance. No question, Klein has the leg. Just with the wind blowing the way it is, I'm a little surprised that Georgetown didn't just keep the offense on the field and try and convert, even though it is 4th down and 13. This is a lot to ask out of Chris Klein, your sophomore kicker. Again, he has a big leg. And now, looks like Bill Cronin may have changed his mind here. I see the offense now on the field, as well as a special teams unit, kind of all huddled together here. So we'll see what Georgetown elects to do here. And it looks like Bill Cronin has changed his mind. He's going to send the offense back out onto the field on 4th down and 13 with 48 seconds to go in the quarter. Again, it would be a big ask out of Klein to kick a 45-yarder into a crosswind. It'll be 4th and 13. Georgetown needs the Bethel 15-yard line. Trying to go on a reverse play. Johnson throwing it out wide. Ball fluttering up there, and that'll be incomplete. It was initially pulled in on an interception by Bethel, but Aaron Maggard broke it up. So Georgetown tries a trick play. Another tough play there for Johnson, throwing that ball into the wind as they tried the trickeration with Aaron Maggard. But nevertheless, you're kind of in no man's land there if you're the Tigers, so why not take a chance, go for it on 4th down. Your defense has been playing well thus far, and it's not the best of field position for Bethel anyway, so throw that one up for grabs and see what happens. So Bethel will take over at its own 28-yard line, and Georgetown now officially 3 for 15 on 4th down on the season. So Bethel back at it. Bethel just 27 yards of offense thus far in the ballgame. Deontay Tate back in. He's not going to add to the total at all. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage as Georgetown has been up to the task against this Bethel front early on. Bethel just 12 yards on his first 8 runs of the ballgame. Georgetown, meanwhile, 8 for 24. Georgetown has dominated time of possession thus far in the game, as well as Bethel's drives have gone quickly and have ended quickly. 5 seconds to go here. Murphy looks like he may get one more playoff here, and he will. It'll be a handoff up the middle once again, and the ball will be out across the 30-yard line out to the 33. And that was on the carry. Davius Prather, his first carry of the day, brings us to the end of the first quarter. We are scoreless here at Toyota Stadium. In Tiger Nation, the past few weeks, the story's been going around at Georgetown here about GC Giving Day. Well, that took place this past Tuesday, and Georgetown College and the Georgetown College Advancement Team want to thank everyone who contributed to GC Giving Day. This year's goals and records were met and surpassed. Through the generosity of Tiger Nation, more than $200,000 was raised to support the college through more than 1,000 donors donating to the school. We want to thank you for supporting GC Giving Day and helping provide more opportunities for others to be a part of Tiger Nation. So the teams flip sides of the field. And Bethel still trying to find itself on offense. Again, I think they're still trying to figure out how to operate with this crosswind, which is why you've seen them so reliant upon the ground game. 3rd down and 5 it'll be here for the Wildcats. They're 0 for 3 on 3rd down thus far. Murphy has not looked comfortable throwing the ball thus far, just 3 of 7 for 15. Go from the gun here, and he'll hand off up the middle to Prather, and he has a huge space, and Davius Prather going to the near side, and he is gone. 67 yards. It can happen just that quickly. Georgetown playing pass the entire way, and once Prather broke through the initial line, there was no one there for Georgetown, and Prather, with by far his longest run of the season, breaks into the scoring column for Bethel. Prather had just 119 yards through 3 games on the season coming in. That run there goes for 67. Rodrigo Campos on for the extra point. He's missed a couple on the season. Does not miss that one, so a huge opening up the middle, and Davius Prather takes advantage. 67-yard run on 3rd down and 5, and Bethel has broken through on the opening play of the second quarter. They lead Georgetown 7-0 on stretch.
Here's how this will work. You'll watch this commercial, then look up Georgetown College. No, not that one. A Christian college in Kentucky. You'll be impressed with the school and your scholarship. You'll watch GC win yet another national championship with lifelong friends. You'll attend Oxford University. You'll take a class with that professor who blows your mind. You'll find your major and your career. You'll get internships and graduate, and your Georgetown degree will get you that first job or into grad school. You'll remember this as the moment that shaped your life. You're welcome. Think different. Think GC. Apply now at georgetowncollege.edu.
Davius Prather with his 3rd touchdown of the season. A big, big play. Bethel, before that run, had run the ball 9 times for 16 yards, and Prather erupts through the line for a 67-yard touchdown run, and Bethel on the board. Kick here short will be fielded at the 16-yard line by Bryson Cobb, and he is smacked. Doesn't even reach the 25-yard line as he was walloped on the play by Archie Williams. And Georgetown will be given the 25-yard line to start this possession. Zach Dampier took all the snaps in the first quarter for Georgetown. He was 5 of 11 for 45 yards. And it looks like he will begin the second quarter as the signal caller for the Tigers. Thus far in the day, Isaiah Cobb, the leading rusher for Georgetown, 4 for 19. Zach Babb, 3 for 10. Aaron Maggard, the leading receiver, 2 for 19. Cobb lowering those shoulders. Maybe gets a couple out to the 27. That run for Prather also the first 3rd down conversion of the game for Bethel. Xavier King in on the stop, also linebacker Darian Burns. Make it 2nd and 8 for Georgetown from its own 27-yard line. Not even a minute into the second quarter, and the Tigers all of a sudden trailing 7-0. Darius Barber goes in motion. He had just 1 catch in the first quarter. Dampier wants the screen set up to Cobb, and it'll be brought down at the 25-yard line as both Jared Kinnaman and Dawson Gabbard completely whiffed on Darian Burns, who went flying through both of them to bring Cobb down for a loss of 1. Nothing Isaiah Cobb could do there on the play as Kinnaman just flat out missed Burns on the block. There was room on the near side, but Burns came flying through for the tackle. It'll make it 3rd and 10 for Georgetown. Tigers now 1 for 4 on 3rd down. Zach Babb in the backfield, likely going to be some extra blocking in here on the blitz. Dampier out wide, nice high ball catch from Johnson. He's not going to be near the first down, though. He'll be a couple of yards shy. For Johnson there, you got to run that route a couple of yards past the sticks and then come back. Darius Barber trying to tell his coaches, let's go for it here, but no way are the Tigers going to do that in this part of the field this early in the ball game. If you're in the 4th quarter, maybe you think about it, but right now, not a chance. Josh Edwards will come out one more time. Jacoby Reddick will stand inside his own 30 to await the punt. See if Georgetown tries the rugby-style punt going into this wind. Still crossing across the face of Edwards. Instead, he'll try a traditional punt. Kick is going to float up there and give us coverage time, and good coverage it is as Reddick gets brought down at the 27-yard line on the play. Tackled there by Jacob Brass, the freshman out of Fort Thomas, Kentucky. And so Bethel will start back there. Looks like we also have a flag down at near the 35-yard line, so we'll await the call here. And a personal foul against Bethel. So that's going to back the Wildcats up on the play. Looks like the wind playing some havoc there with the official's microphone there, so didn't hear what the personal foul was, just see the signal. See if maybe we can get a better understanding of it this time. Nope, wind still playing havoc with the mic, but nevertheless, the personal foul is going to back Bethel all the way up to its own 14-yard line. So Bethel will start there, 12:34 to go in the second quarter. The Wildcats leading 7-0. Murphy back out at quarterback. He's got Prather alongside. 3 wide receiver set. Murphy wants to throw it out near side. That is Lucas Brown, the freshman, his first catch as a collegiate player. Not much on the game, though. Pick up a 3 on the play. Gang tackled by several Tigers there. Bethel in the play as well. Zion Bethel along with Colin Smith coming across the way. So 2nd and 7. Prather now to the left of Murphy. Low snap here, and Prather going to get the handoff, trying to navigate through. And he is met by Colin Smith just across the 20, and he'll get forward progress to the 22-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and 2 for Bethel. Georgetown's already held the ball more than 10 minutes in this ball game, and yet trailing thanks to that 67-yard run from Darius Prather on the previous drive for Bethel that occurred on a 3rd down. Here's another 3rd down. We'll see if Prather gets an opportunity once again. DJ White showing pressure. He'll read, and the handoff will be given to Prather. Spins out of 1 tackle, trying to spin out wide. And we'll see where the spot is on this play. The second effort there got Prather a chance to get the 1st down. I think he's going to be marked just shy. Maybe the length of the football. No, they'll actually say forward progress gives him the 1st down. Won't even be a measurement. So just enough there. Needed 2 on the play. Got 2 1/4. And so the Wildcats now with back-to-back 3rd down conversions. 11:20 to go in the first half, and Bethel keeps the football, leading 7-0. Wind really howling right now. Murphy near side. Prather drops the swing pass as there was space out there to operate. Standifer was closing hard, but Prather likely would have been one-on-one with Zion Bethel out wide on the sideline. Murphy now 4 of 9 for 23. And I think he's still trying to figure out how to navigate the release of the ball in this wind. You're looking at a sustained wind of about probably 15 to 20 miles an hour. They'll keep it on the ground on this play. And Prather spins forward out across the 30 to the 31. And Davius Prather, after taking some time to get into the game, is now contributing mightily out of the backfield. Actually, that was Tate coming in on the last second play there. Now a Georgetown player is down on the play. Looks to be Zion Bethel. Looks a little shaken up there, but he's already up to a knee. And hopefully nothing serious there for Mr. Bethel. Looks to be okay, walking off under his own power. That's a good sign. So after the run by Deontay Tate, it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats. One play resumes at the Bethel 31-yard line with 10 minutes, 57 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Bethel with 2 straight 3rd down conversions here, looking for another one. Tate will be in the pistol behind Murphy. Some extra size up front for the Wildcats. Convention says they're going to keep it on the ground, and they will. Tate has had a tough time getting going here today, and it'll be 4th down here as he gains maybe 1. Georgetown undoubtedly understands how good Deontay Tate is. And Tate has not been a factor thus far in the game. 6 carries for 9 yards thus far for Tate. Darius Barber now will await the punt from Caleb Hall. Barber will stand at his own 25-yard line here on what is 4th down and 3. Good kick this time from Hall. Very returnable for Barber. He'll field it at his 28. Not much doing there. Couldn't really navigate as he was trying to move forward. He falls forward to the 32-yard line. Avant Burris in on the stop for the Wildcats. And now Georgetown's offense back to work. Tigers have been dominating the time of possession. The Georgetown's had the ball nearly 11 minutes of this ball game, but have just 78 yards of offense to show for it. It remains Zach Dampier at quarterback. Jake Johnson to be the lone receiver at the top side. Aaron Maggard to be in the slot. It's like Cade Mullins has come in on the offensive line. Handoff will go to Isaiah Cobb. He just falls forward out near the 40-yard line. You can see Georgetown believes they have found a weakness on this defensive line for Bethel, coming at the near side defensive end spot. Lee Koke is in there now. He goes just 230 pounds. He's rotated in and out with Archie Williams on that left side of the line, who goes just 220. Cobb has had by far his most success running against the left side of the Bethel front. See if Georgetown looks that way here again on 2nd and 2. Will Thomas in at receiver on the near side. Cade Mullins in the slot up top. They'll play fake. Dampier, long shot down the field. Thomas in double coverage and wasn't going to get there. Terrific coverage by DeAndre Caldwell and Elijah Wood, the safety. Not a bad idea, though, to take a shot on 2nd and short. But I think the wind also grabbed that ball and kind of blew it down a little bit as well. We've seen on the season, Dampier has really good touch on those deep balls. But that one was a little short, and then also Thomas had to navigate double coverage. So now 3rd down and 2. I think this is an important 3rd down here for Georgetown, just to keep a drive sustained and keep that Bethel offense off the field. Bethel starting to put it together just a bit offensively. 3rd and 2. Barber will get the carry going right side, going to bounce it out wide. He'll have a 1st down and a whole lot more into Bethel territory. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Big gain there for Darius Barber. Barber came into today on the ground. 8 carries for 8 yards. That one a much-needed gain there as Zach Babb was leading the way, and Barber took it out wide for the 1st down conversion. It sets up Georgetown in plus territory. 8:35 to go in the first half off the 13-yard scamper from Darius Barber. Dampier out wide. Jake Johnson on the quick out, and Johnson will be slung down by DeAndre Caldwell after a gain out to the 46-yard line. Just a gain of a couple on the play. Called 4, actually. He'll spot him a little forward. Caldwell, though, in tight coverage. Seen Georgetown work that a couple of times in the game. You wonder if Georgetown at some point will set up a double move out wide there on the out and up against Caldwell. Again, he and Chrisman have terrific size at those cornerback spots. One of the reasons why they are so good in pass coverage on the year. Dampier swing pass out near side to Barber. Good blocking out there from Maggard. And now Barber with the stiff arm. And now a flag comes in. May have a face mask here, as he was trying to shake off Kevin George. George had disengaged from Aaron Maggard and came to meet Barber and ride him out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And a flag came in here on the play. Looked to be a face mask. And it is. So tack 15 onto the end of the run. It'll be an automatic 1st down. 3rd penalty of the day against Bethel for 35, and the 2nd of the 15-yard variety. So Georgetown now moves to the Bethel 27-yard line. So now can you take advantage if you're Georgetown? Tigers will send in Bronson Thomas on the offensive line. Thomas out of Lexington. He'll be in there at left guard, 6'2", 320 pounds. Team Georgetown runs behind him. They will run it behind him. Isaiah Cobb, though, not much doing as Cade Mullins was beaten on the initial block out wide and really threw off the entire play there. Not much doing for Cobb, maybe a gain of 1. And Georgetown continues to want to work against the left side of that line. Now Archie Williams out there, but give credit to Xavier King blowing that play up as he just moved Cade Mullins into the backfield and threw everything off. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Georgetown still looking for its first points. Zach Babb now in at tailback as Barber goes in motion to the right side. Pressure coming, screen set up, and Babb is hammered at the 26-yard line by Archie Williams. And Babb a little slow to get up on the play. Now moves off to the sideline, but Williams had dropped out and read it all the way, and he lowered the boom on Zach Babb, and Babb comes to the sideline and drops down to a knee. No gain on the play. What a hit by Archie Williams. So now Georgetown sets up 3rd and 9. The Tigers 2 for 6 on 3rd down. And I still have to think here now, this is 2-down territory for Georgetown if they don't convert here. Dampier, nowhere to go with it. Scrambling out wide into tight coverage, it's intercepted. Dampier makes a poor decision throwing into coverage, and Devious Chrisman has the pick for Bethel, his team leading 4th of the season. And a ball that should have never been thrown. It's a play if you're Dampier. You got to throw that one away and take what you can get on 4th down. Instead, he tries throwing across his body into coverage, and Chrisman picks it off. So not only did the Tigers not convert, they turn the ball over, and Bethel has seized momentum here in the second quarter. As again, it has been an ongoing trend for this Tigers offense, being able to move the ball really between the 20-yard lines, but execution deep in offensive territory has been a problem all year for Georgetown, and it bites them here. Bunch formation to the near side. Murphy running on a called quarterback draw the entire way. Not much doing, maybe a gain of 1 as he is met by Marcus Amasule on the first down carry. 12th carry of the season for Murphy. They'll call it a gain of 2, so just across the 30. Marcus Amasule in on the stop. Bethel still continuing to keep it on the ground here. See what they do here on this one. Murphy are going to throw to the far side. What a catch out wide by Roebuck. Used his height advantage for his lone reception of the first quarter, and Murphy puts a beautiful ball out there, and Roebuck uses that size again. Bethel couldn't get his head around on a perfect pass. By far Murphy's best throw of the day. And it puts the Wildcats into Georgetown territory at the 46-yard line, and the Wildcats are on the line and going again. Murphy keeps it this time on the read option. Standiford will bring him down at the 40-yard line. That's a great read by Murphy, as Prather was ready to take the handoff, and a Georgetown Tiger met him immediately, and Murphy pulled that out at the last second. And adds another dimension to this running game if Murphy can get going on those RPOs. Gain of 6 for the senior. Murphy will throw this time in the middle, well overthrown. Looking for Arius Trice. Like the play call there. Cutting down the middle. Bethel's not really looked to the middle of the field to throw the ball in the game as of yet. Trice couldn't get that one. It was not well thrown. That was high and wide of the target. Trice has just 2 catches on the season for 24. Trying to cross Georgetown up. He'll be in the slot on the near side on 3rd down and 4. Murphy looking up top. There's Roebuck again. Another inaccurate throw, and now a late flag comes in from the back judge. The Bethel sideline, I think, encouraged that call, and it'll be a first down for the Wildcats there as Bethel was in position. And it's going to be an automatic first down as Zion Bethel will get called for interference of Roebuck on the play. That was going to be a tough ball for Roebuck to catch anyway. But the back judge there saying that the contact from Bethel induced the difficult play from Roebuck. And so Bethel will get a free first down out of it, and the ball moved to the Georgetown 25-yard line, 4:27 to go in the second quarter, and Bethel looking to extend its lead to 2 scores. Murphy near side has Trice out there, and Trice still working just across the 20-yard line before he is finally slung down on the play by Peyton Standifer and Colin Smith. Gain of 5 on the play. We're just trying to get a slot receiver screen there, if you will. The 2 outside receivers just cut down their men. They'll go trips to the top side this time with Trice in the slot. 2nd and 5. White coming on pressure for Georgetown up the middle, and now near side. Prather has it. Zion Bethel, good open field tackle, limits the gain to 2. Fifth catch of the season for Prather, first today. 3rd down and 3. Bethel 2 for 6 on 3rd down. They have a good kicker in Rodrigo Campos if they don't convert this 3rd down. Prather in the backfield trying to navigate and keeps those legs churning. I don't think he's going to get there. He's going to be about 1.5 yards shy of the line to gain here, maybe even 2. In fact, they're going to spot the ball at the 17-yard line. It'll make it 4th and 2 from the 17. Bethel in the season 0 for 3 on 4th down, and they are going for it all the way. And now a timeout comes in, and it'll be a timeout Georgetown. I think the Tigers didn't like what they saw there with Bethel wanting to get to the line and run the play so quickly, and so the Tigers will spend their first timeout. 3:02 to go in the second quarter, and Bethel facing a 4th and 2 situation, needing the Georgetown 15-yard line to keep the drive alive. Georgetown opponents 4 for 7 on 3rd down on the season. And Bethel is going to keep its offense on the field here on 4th down. Not really a surprise. And given the crosswind that Campos would have to be dealing with on a field goal try here, which would be from about 33 yards out. That's well within the range of Rodrigo Campos. But Coach Jasper not going to take the chance. 4th and 2. And Murphy dropping out, hollering, closing. Murphy into the end zone, and incomplete. They were looking for Roebuck in the end zone. He nearly made a sliding grab, but Chad Holleran, with the pressure on Murphy, forced the ball to be thrown earlier than Bethel wanted. And so the Georgetown defense gets a hold with under 3 minutes to go in the first half. That's a big, big stop for the Tigers. Now, if you're Georgetown, can you get some points out of it? And it looks like Georgetown's going to do it with Hunter KRAUSE coming into the game for the first time. KRAUSE on the season, 59% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's thrown for 817. His first drive comes with 2:55 to go in the first half. He'll go from under center. Delayed draw to Isaiah Cobb, and good blocking up front. Isaiah Cobb out across the 30. Isaiah Cobb's longest run of the season, and then some. Isaiah Cobb deep into Bethel territory on a huge gain on first down. Cobb running so well, he ran out of his shoe. Isaiah Cobb's longest run of the season was just 13 yards before that play, and this one goes for 50. Be a stoppage here for a moment as Jared Gentry slowed up behind the play. Wonderful play calling. Great execution by the offensive line. And Cobb, again, down that left sideline. A great run that Georgetown desperately needed. in that situation just to get something going offensively. That by far the longest run of the season for Georgetown. The previous high was 28 from Jalen Lumpkin last week against Campbellsville. So we'll take a moment here while Gentry moves off to the sideline here as he's a little slow to walk over there. Hopefully nothing serious with Gentry and he can return, if not this possession here in the second half. But a gain of 50 from Isaiah Cobb on first down. Cobb now with 76 yards rushing on the day. Krause under center again, near side. Wanted Kramer out there, wasn't there. Maggard comes open on the far side, and he stumbles forward to the 33-yard line. Wanted Kramer on the quick out in the near side, and Caldwell was in such good coverage that had Krause let that go, it was going to be a pick six. A good job by Krause to turn back the other way to find Maggard. Third catch of the day for Aaron Maggard for 23. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Georgetown looking to get some points on the board. Another delayed draw. This time much better defense from Bethel as Cobb gets to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3 and make it 3rd down and 3 for the Tigers. Georgetown 2 of 7 on 3rd down here in the first half. 1:45 on the clock. Georgetown has 2 timeouts. Krause will go under center. He'll have Cobb and Barber in the backfield. Maggard in the slot. Jake Johnson the lone out wide. Maggard comes left, and they're going to give it to Cobb on the toss again. Run that left side. Isaiah Cobb lowers his shoulders. He'll have a first down to the Bethel 23-yard line, and Isaiah Cobb having himself a day thus far. Georgetown continues to attack that left side and work on the undersized Archie Williams at defensive end. The Tigers needed 3 there. They pick up 7, so now Isaiah Cobb with 83 yards rushing in the first half. 1:10 on the clock. Bryson Cobb now in the backfield alongside Hunter Krause. Krause out to the top side and incomplete there as he was looking for Barber on the wheel route. Kevin George was in perfect coverage, and the ball actually blew back in towards the middle of the field and hit Devious Chrisman in the helmet. Chrisman never had his head turned around. If he did, it would have been an easy interception. When Georgetown tries a deep hit there, doesn't work, so 2nd and 10 with 59 seconds on the clock. Bethel 7, Georgetown nothing. Georgetown now over 100 yards rushing here in the first half. That is double their output per game coming in. They're at 104 right now, average 52. Krause drops the snap, pressure coming from George. Krause trying to get away, finally does. Near side, that is caught. Somehow, Krause got away after dropping the snap and found a pass to Cade Mullins at the 18-yard line. Mullins' first catch of the season. It'll be a gain of about 5, and Georgetown will take its second timeout with 47 seconds to go. That's the advantage Krause gives you over Dampier. He has added strength to get out of some of those would-be sack attempts from the defense, and he was able to do it twice after dropping the snap as Kevin George was coming in on that slot blitz and somehow threw a pass out wide to Mullins. Great job by Mullins to go down and catch that ball as he was sliding down to the turf. And again, the first catch of the season for sophomore Cade Mullins. Makes it 3rd and 5 out of the timeout. Georgetown now with 1 timeout remaining. From here, it would be about a 35-yard field goal try for Chris Klein if Georgetown does not convert. And Krause is going to go under center. See if Georgetown works to that left side again. The Tigers will go unbalanced. Working strong side right. Krause will play fake. Stepping up, and Krause is going down. He'll fall forward to the 17-yard line. It'll make it 4th and 4. And we've got a stoppage in play as the Georgetown Tiger is down on the play. It looked like Bill Cronin was going to run the clock down, and that is indeed Hunter Krause down on the play. Protection broke down. KRAUSE trying to step through. He got hit by a couple of Wildcats as he was trying to make something happen with his legs. So we'll have to see Zach Dampier come in for at least this play as KRAUSE is up. And looks to be a little gimpy on the play. Not sure if he just got rolled up on as he was trying to go down. But good thing is he's going off without needing any assistance here. So again, Dampier will have to come in on this this fourth down play. It is 4th down and 4 from the 36, assuming Georgetown sends its offense onto the field. Wind has picked up even more here as Georgetown did go ahead and use its final timeout. Of course, the injury timeout there, that's indeed the case. So Georgetown now out of timeouts with 36 seconds to go in the half, and the Georgetown's going to send its field goal unit on here. So Chris Klein, this is going to be a difficult try for him. It'll be about a 35-yarder. That's well within range, but he has a very tough crosswind to navigate here. And if I was out there kicking this one, I'd be aiming for the right upright and trying to hope the wind takes it back. 36 seconds to go in the half. Chris Klein on to get Georgetown on the board. This try will be from 35 yards. Cade Mullins to hold. Plenty of leg on it, and right down the middle. Chris Klein, a perfect job navigating that difficult crosswind, and Bill Cronin elects to take the points, and Chris Klein comes through, converting from 35 yards out, and Georgetown does get on the board, now trailing 7-3 with just under 33 seconds to go in the half. Georgetown does get the ball to start the second half, and I think that may have factored into why Coach Cronin would take the points here. Just get something on the board going into the locker room knowing you're going to get the ball to start the second half. See what Bethel does here on offense. I think a lot of things are going to be predicated on what kind of return they get. The Wildcats have 2 timeouts at their disposal, so should they get a good return here, you'd have to think they'll try and get something on the board, as they have a very capable kicker as well in Rodrigo Campos. Jacoby Reddick will be deep, awaiting the kick. Also Jacoby Griffin back there as well. Reddick has not really been involved in the offense here today for the Wildcats. Thought he'd be a bigger factor. He has not touched the ball offensively. See how much leg Chris Klein can get behind this kick. He'll put it on the ground instead to negate any kind of return, and confusion there, and Bethel finally falls on it at the 30-yard line. But Mitchell Faulkner fell on that. It's a bit of a mix-up there between he and Vontae Bates. So Bethel will get the ball with 31 seconds to go, starting at its own 30-yard line with 2 timeouts. See what the Wildcats choose to do here. If they elect to go aggressive and try and see if they can get some points out of this drive. Deontay Tate will be the tailback. He has been very quiet here today. 6 carries for 9 yards. 3 wide receivers set for Murphy on first down. They will keep it on the ground with Tate, and Rob Sheffield meets him just across the 30-yard line at the 32. And Bethel looks like they're in no hurry here. 15 seconds, and the Bethel players already starting to head to their makeshift locker room up behind the far stands, and it looks like they will not run another play. So we thought offense would be the story of the day. It has been the defenses for both teams making the headlines. Bethel gets a 67-yard touchdown run from Darius Prather on the first play of the second quarter, and Georgetown eventually returns a field goal, a 35-yarder off the foot of Chris Klein here late in the first half, and that brings us to the half here at Toyota Stadium with Bethel leading Georgetown here on Senior Day 7-3 on stretch.
Here's how this will work. You'll watch this commercial, then look up Georgetown College. No, not that one. A Christian college in Kentucky. You'll be impressed with the school and your scholarship. You'll watch GC win yet another national championship with lifelong friends. You'll attend Oxford University. You'll take a class with that professor who blows your mind. You'll find your major and your career. You'll get internships and graduate, and your Georgetown degree will get you that first job or into grad school. You'll remember this as the moment that shaped your life. You're welcome. Think different. Think GC. Apply now at georgetowncollege.edu.
It's not about classes just being harder. It's always about depth in a subject matter.
We take all the excellent work that you've already done as a student wherever you are, and then we supercharge it. We send you off to Oxford University where you work one-on-one with an Oxford professor. You come back with an entire worldview.
What Georgetown College does exceptionally well is it gives students the opportunity to have an extraordinary research experience either here or any place else in the country.
Last summer I got to participate in research at Marshall University, and it was a super cool experience.
This is like the main research I've done in college, and this is pretty much what's going to get me to grad school.
One of my favorite things about the honors program is that it really does feel like a family. You just have these bonds with each other that are unbreakable.
Part of that care for you, however, is to try to urge you towards the highest skills and virtues that you've got to offer.
Let's talk numbers. 1. That's our ranking in Kentucky for the difference we make in our students' future earnings. 3. That's the number of years in a row we've been ranked as best in Kentucky for students getting their first job or into graduate school. 100. That's the percentage of fully qualified students from our pre-med program who get accepted into medical school. 30. That's the number of seconds it just took to change your life. Think different. Think GC. Apply for free at georgetowncollege.edu.
I wanted to make sure I went to a college that could help me grow in my faith. Georgetown just encourages me.
I've just learned to accept that we have different beliefs and we may believe different things within Christianity, but we all come together.
When I came here and got to know the staff and faculty, I just felt like it was very personal.
Ever since I've been here, I have grown closer to God. It has allowed me to grow further in my faith.
When I was looking at Georgetown College, I found that they had a Christian Scholars program that kind of focused on vocation and a person's calling.
Two things that have made it incredibly important about its history is its commitment to academics and its commitment to be faith-filled and help nurture this Christian identity.
The way they see their role in the world is greatly transformed from being a Christian to doing something as Christ would do for the world around them.
Back here at halftime, Bethel leading Georgetown by a score of 7-3. And one other senior to be honored here today, senior cheerleader Buddy Lukens being honored out in midfield. Buddy, a native of Bellevue, Kentucky. Barbie and Gary Lukens escorting him here today. He's been instrumental in the Tigers cheer program's foundation for competitive cheer that started in his sophomore season. Of course, he most recently helped the team to its first national tournament, along with that Mid-South Conference championship and also the NAIA Regional Championship, and led Georgetown to a 9th place finish in the national tournament. He's also a member of the men's track and field team. Buddy majors in political science and economics and plans to take a semester off before going to law school. One of his favorite memories to take with him here in Georgetown, which has kind of become a tradition here in Georgetown, Kentucky. Karaoke Thursdays out at Applebee's. He's enjoyed that throughout his time, and great member of the Georgetown athletic community Buddy has been during his time here at Georgetown. Of course, his cheerleading squad hadn't had much to cheer about here today as defenses have ruled the day. We are at halftime here at Toyota Stadium. Congratulations to Buddy Lukens being honored here at halftime Back here in
Here's
just a
how
bit.
this will
Bethel
work.
still leads Georgetown 7-3 here at Toyota Stadium. Halftime at Toyota Stadium, Bethel leads Georgetown 7-3. Couple of interesting storylines thought could be factors here in this one. Told you at the top of the broadcast how good Bethel has been offensively on the year. Coming into today, averaging 530 yards on the ground, or excuse me, in total, not on the ground, 270 on the ground. Still, both those totals, third best in the country. Today in the first half, Bethel just 157 yards on offense and 104 on the ground. Of course, 66 of that came on one run from Darius Barber on the first play of the second quarter. So Georgetown's run defense and overall defense has been very good thus far outside of the long run from Barber. But that happens sometimes against a high-powered offense like Bethel. But Georgetown keeping this Bethel offense in check, not only in the yards but the points as well. Bethel came into today averaging 42 points per game, just 7 here in the first half. Georgetown, conversely, came into today one of the best passing teams in the country, averaging 342 yards per game. Just 66 yards passing in the first half for Georgetown between Zach Dampier, Hunter KRAUSE, and one attempted throw on a fourth down from Jake Johnson. Dampier in the first half, actually now the stats just updating, just 55 yards passing, not 66. So 55 yards passing for Georgetown in the first half. Hunter KRAUSE, 8 of 14. Hunter KRAUSE 2 of 3 for 9. Zach Dampier 8 of 14 for 41. Georgetown has gotten the running game going, though, so that is a good sign here today. Isaiah Cobb, really good first half for him. 8 carries for 83 yards. Georgetown 95 yards rushing on the day. Much better there. So interesting storylines there. Taking a look at some of the other numbers here. Jacob Murphy throwing the ball for Bethel here today, 7 of 14 for 53 yards. Very quiet today. Again, all three quarterbacks that have played today have had a very difficult time throwing into this wind that's been blowing across the field seemingly throughout. Darius Barber leads the way in rushing for Bethel, 5 for 77. Of course, as we said, 66 of that came in one play. Bethel's star offensive player on the season thus far has been TATE. Had 470 yards on the ground through the first 3 games of the season on 8 yards per play. Today, 7 carries for 11 yards in the first half. He has been no factor thus far for the Wildcats, but things can change at any moment here. And receiving, not much to be had on either side. Caleb Roebuck leads Bethel, 2 catches for 35. Aaron Maggard leads Georgetown, 3 for 23. Darius Barber, very quiet today, just 2 catches for 11 yards. Did have a 13-yard run, but that is really it for him. Scoring came all in the second quarter. Darius Barber, 66-yard touchdown run on the first play of the second quarter, followed by the Rodrigo Campos extra point, and Georgetown was able to take a late drive down off of a 50-yard run from Isaiah Cobb, put Georgetown in business in the offense, deep in the offensive end. Chris Klein eventually connected on a 35-yard field goal with 32 seconds to go in the first half. That's it as far as scoring goes in this football game. So really good defense from both teams thus far in the ball game. We'll see what adjustments both teams make going into the second half. Georgetown will get the ball to begin the second half. I'll be curious to see who goes in at quarterback, as we saw Hunter KRAUSE go down with a bit of a issue on the play before Chris Klein's field goal there late in the first half. So we'll see if KRAUSE goes back out. If not, it'll be Zach Dampier. As Dampier played the majority of the first half, KRAUSE didn't come in until that last drive, which began about 3 minutes to go in the first half. That was KRAUSE's only drive of the game. Kind of a role reversal of what we've seen between KRAUSE and Dampier thus far on the season. But nevertheless, we'll see what happens there. Now the stats have updated once again here. So now Georgetown officially 105 yards rushing in the first half. Isaiah Cobb 10 for 86. So a really good day for Cobb, who had come in to the day averaging on the season just 3.2 yards per carry. So he's more than doubled that here in the first half. So that's a good sign. We've seen Georgetown run at the left side of that Bethel defensive line with 2 undersized ends there, Lee Koke and Archie Williams. Georgetown has found that what they believe is a weakness, and they've exploited it quite often in the first half. Still, though, Georgetown got to find a way to get Darius Barber going. Just 3 touches in the first half. Very uncharacteristic for him. He had come into today the leader in the country in catches per game. But thus far, Barber just 2 catches for 11 yards. But Bethel's defense has been that good. Especially their pass defense has been really, really good all year long, and is again today. Again, Zach Dampier, as the stats now update once again. Now it looks like we're all set there. Zach Dampier, 10 of 18 in the first half for just 57 yards and an interception. Hunter Krause, 2 of 3 for 9. So there really has not been much to work with as far for Dampier or Krause in the passing game, because Bethel has such tremendous size at corner with Devious Chrisman and DeAndre Caldwell, both over 6 feet tall. Chrisman had the interception of Dampier in the first half. So both teams just now coming back out of the locker rooms and getting themselves warmed up again here, as we still have a little bit more to go here at halftime. We'll step aside. When we come back, we will have the second half kickoff as Bethel leads Georgetown here on Senior Day 7-3 on stretch. Third quarter just about to begin here at Toyota Stadium. Georgetown will get the ball. See if the Tigers can get moving, especially in the passing game. And passing has been tough for both teams. And we talked about Zach Dampier's numbers, 10 of 18 for 57 and a pick. Jacob Murphy had come into today with 781 yards passing through the first 3 games on 67% completion percentage. He's just 7 of 14 for 53. Bethel has not really had much of an answer in the passing game either. They've tried to keep as balanced as possible, but you have to figure and think the way the wind is playing a factor in the passing game, that whoever can keep themselves consistently established on the ground here will have a good shot at winning this ball game. Bethel set to kick it off here. And both Isaiah and Bryson Cobb wait a knuckleball, going to spin at Cobb and going to spin away from him. That's a live ball. Cobb's got to go all the way back inside the 10-yard line to get it. And Cobb will be out just across the 25-yard line. That was a spiraling kick that bounced up the turf in front of him and took a right turn and spun away from him. So good job by Cobb to go back and get that and try and get something back out of it. He worked back out to the 27-yard line, and now the Georgetown offense will begin here in the second half. And See, as they break the huddle here, it will be Zach Dampier to start the second half. Again, remember, Hunter Krause went down with I think a lower leg injury on the final offensive play before the field goal in the second quarter. And so Dampier back out. Again, 10 of 18 for 57 and a pick. Throw near side. That is caught. Jake Johnson with the catch out just shy of the 35-yard line. Just the 4th catch of the day for Johnson. It'll be a gain of 6. So Johnson now 4 catches for 23. Again, Georgetown, it's the 3rd time they've run that quick little out play there with Johnson. And I'm wondering, again, if Georgetown will try and set up an out-and-up move against Caldwell on the near side. Darius Barber checks out here on this second down play. Again, Barber's been quiet here today, just 3 touches on offense. 2 catches for 11, 1 run for 13. Dampier in the backfield. As Cobb to his left, Zach Babb as a leading blocker, and he'll give it to Cobb, and Isaiah Cobb should have a first down at the 39-yard line. And again, Georgetown continues to attack that left side. Darius Barber now comes back in. It will be a first down for Georgetown to the 39-yard line. 10th first down of the day for Georgetown. Bethel only had 5 first downs in that first half. And Tigers defense played very, very well. Zach Babb will be the lone tailback this time. He had 3 carries for 10 yards in the first half. See if he gets a touch here on first down. He will not. It'll be Darius Barber out wide. He is popped right away by Davius Chrisman as Chrisman just moved right around Will Thomas. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. Kind of a lateral ball there. Not sure if that'll be counted as a pass or a run. But in either case, Barber had nowhere to go as Thomas completely whiffed on the block of Chrisman out wide. It'll be 2nd and 12 now for Georgetown at its own 37-yard line. 2 minutes into the third quarter, and now one of the few times you'll see this, Georgetown go with an empty backfield. Dampier into the middle. There is Thomas. Gave up some space, got a little bit more back, and Thomas will approach the 45-yard line and may move forward a little bit here with the second effort here. I think the officials say his own forward progress was stopped at the 45. So Thomas makes up for the missed block on the previous play with a nice gain here on second down. Pickup of 8 to make it 3rd down and 4. Georgetown 3 of 9 on 3rd down. That's an improvement for opponents against Bethel. The Wildcats came into today allowing just 18% of its 3rd downs against them to be converted. Georgetown 3 of 9 in the first half. Georgetown needs the 49-yard line to keep the drive going. Maggard will go in motion to the top side. Dampier fakes. Dampier with time. Near side, Jake Johnson. He'll pull it in, and he'll have a first down. Good job by Johnson, as I think they wanted the shot to Barber on the far side. It was covered, and Johnson on the near side works back to the ball, and he'll have a first down to the Bethel 46-yard line. Johnson's 5th grab of the day. Nice job by Dampier to stay composed there in the pocket and eventually find his last option in Jake Johnson. Johnson breaks, will be lined up on the near side with DeAndre Caldwell. Will Thomas to the top side at receiver as Bryson Cobb's in the backfield alongside Dampier. The toss out wide. Bryson Cobb trying to get wide and does a nice job to find a small corner to turn. And he'll move the ball to the Bethel 43-yard line, a gain of 3. Pretty good job by Bethel to stretch that one out. First carry of the day for Bryson Cobb. Hasn't seen much of a role in the offense the last couple of weeks. I think because the combo of Aaron Maggard and Darius Barber have been so good, you've been wanting to keep them on the field together. And it's taken Bryson Cobb's opportunities away. Bryson Cobb will get another opportunity on the field here on second down, as he'll be in the backfield alongside Dampier. Roll out this side. They want the double move, and there's Jake Johnson. Wide open. Touchdown, Georgetown. They had been setting that up all day long, and Jake Johnson turns it up the field and leaves the defensive back, Davius Chrisman, in his wake. A 46-yard strike, and Georgetown has the lead. The 4th time is the charm for the out-and-up move, and Jake Johnson got behind the defense, and Dampier with perfect accuracy for the score. Johnson's third touchdown catch of the season. Dampier's third touchdown pass of the season. The Tigers have the lead as Chris Klein sends the extra point up and through. The Tigers' passing offense had been struggling coming into the second half, but no longer. Zach Dampier hits Jake Johnson for 46 yards out. Georgetown 10, Bethel 7 on stretch. Jake Johnson, so good at those double moves. Put a foot in the ground on the outside, and Davius Chrisman bit on it, and Johnson left Chrisman in his wake for a long touchdown pass there, 46 yards. And the extra point up and good gives Georgetown its first lead of the day. Good kick here from Klein. Reddick's going to have to retreat all the way, a yard deep, and he'll actually let it go into the end zone. Georgetown trying to say he touched that ball first. And the officials say no, so it will be a touchback. The official Georgetown bench trying to say that Reddick caught that ball and then voluntarily stepped back into the end zone. That would have been a safety, but that not the case. So Bethel will start from the left hash on the 25-yard line. We'll see how the Wildcats react now to being down for the first time. They have not been down much this season. Something very, very atypical for the Wildcats. Of course, they're used to having such a high-powered offense. Been tough going here today. Deontay Tate, his best run of the day, out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Tate had 9 yards rushing in the first half. He has 12 on the first carry here in the second half. Another run up the middle. Tate, not much doing this time, maybe one. Looking at the scoring column here for Bethel on the season, this is the first time Bethel has trailed this season. They had outscored their opponents in the first quarter of the year, 42-0. Georgetown didn't score here today, but nevertheless, first time Bethel is trailing in this regular season. Murphy looking to throw, nowhere to go, out to the far side. Nice catch out wide by Lucas Brown right at the sticks. A high ball he had to go up and get while also getting a foot down in bounds. Well done by the freshman. Kyron Simpson in coverage. Not much he could do there. Beautiful ball brought in by Lucas Brown. His second catch of the day moves the chains again. Bethel at its own 47 and going again. Here is Tate into the heart of that Georgetown defense. Pushes his way just across midfield. Will be a gain of 4. And so Bethel with a good start to the drive here. Already into Georgetown territory. We approach 9 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. And the Wildcats trailing for the first time in this season. Murphy hands off to Tate again, and good job by Chad Holleran to wrap him up, and he is hammered. Tate is by 4 more Tigers in the backfield. Number 2 in yellow was clearly the target for this Georgetown defense today. And I'm surprised in those situations we have not seen Murphy at least tuck it once or twice on the read option to keep the defense honest. Every time Tate's been in there and taken a hit off, it's been his ball. Murphy has not pulled it back to keep it himself once with Tate. 3rd down and 8. 4 wide receivers set. Pressure coming. White from the near side. Not going to matter as Murphy is slammed down in the backfield by Raphael Roan. Marcus Amashule in there as well. And in fact, they're going to give the credit there to Amashule as Roan was in pressure as well. But in either case, Murphy never had a chance. And the Georgetown defensive line puts its foot down and says no more. And Bethel will have to punt. Caleb Hall will boot it away. Bethel had a good start to that drive, and then the Georgetown defensive front said enough's enough. Wind continues to swirl. Another poor kick from Hall. He'll get a fortunate bounce here, and Will Thomas actually going to pick that up. Actually a smart play there from Thomas. Saved his team probably a solid 10 yards by picking that up and running it out at the 27-yard line as Barber had completely backed off. So Georgetown now out for its second drive. Move the ball down the field rather easily on the first possession of the half. Of course, it's easy when you pick up the big chunk on the final play of the drive, that touchdown pass from Dampier to Jake Johnson. The 15th touchdown in Jake Johnson's career, receiving-wise. Third this season, which Georgetown in front. Now the Tigers can look to extend this lead. Aaron Maggard in motion to the top side. They'll hand off to Bryson Cobb. He has had a good day running the ball. Not going to get much there. Maybe a couple on the play. Still trying to keep his legs going, but not much there as Georgetown continues to attack that left side of the Bethel defensive line. Cobb now 93 yards rushing on the day. Came in with 113 through the first 4, so by far and away Cobb's best day. It'll be second down at 7 as Cobb checks out late. 7 minutes to go in the third. Georgetown has been in control as far as time of possession goes all day long. Tigers have held the ball 6 minutes longer than Bethel has. Trying to limit those opportunities from what is normally a high-powered Wildcats offense. Dampier. Pressure comes, and to the near side, Thomas couldn't handle it. Good job to break that up on the near side. Interrupting that play was Elijah Wood, the safety, coming in as it was essentially a jailbreak there. Almost looked like a miscommunication from Dampier to the O-line as 3 Wildcats came flying in at Dampier, almost as if they were trying to get a screen set up. In either case, no harm done for Georgetown. And now we've got a issue. I think maybe had the clock keep going there. In either case, it'll be 3rd and 7 for Georgetown. And again, the official's microphone has not been working all day. The wind has just been playing havoc with that. Georgetown will have 3rd and 7 once the issue is resolved here. Tigers 4 for 10 on 3rd down. I think what happened here is the clock may have run a few seconds longer after the play had come to a stop, and so the official's going to have to come to the near sideline and try and I think they said about an extra 5 seconds ran off there as I'm trying to hear it just with my own ear. About 6:43 on the clock, and now they do get it reset. So now they get that worked out. And it will be now 3rd and 7 for Georgetown from its own 31-yard line. Two receivers bunched on the near side for Georgetown. Pressure coming into the middle. Wide open is Aaron Maggard. Bethel trying to strip the ball loose. Maggard keeps it and keeps the legs churning. Still moving inside the 40 and still getting pushed, and he'll finally go down at the Bethel 32-yard line. If that's not a Bill Cronin wingback, I don't know what is. The Bethel defender on the catch tried to strip the ball out, and Maggard secured it with 2 hands and did not stop moving the legs. What an effort there from Aaron Maggard. A pickup of 36 on the play. You want to come play wingback for Georgetown, you better be able to make effort plays like that. What an effort there from Aaron Maggard on a ball he had to pull in to keep the drive alive, and now Georgetown's at the Bethel 32-yard line. Isaiah Cobb up the middle this time and gets to the 26-yard line, so a gain of 6 there. And Cobb now sitting at 99 yards on the day. It's a Bethel team that gave up just 102 on the ground per game coming in. Georgetown now over 120. 5:30 to go in the third. The type of play there from Aaron Maggard that can just really give a spark to the whole team. Cobb has run well all day long. Georgetown will go unbalanced. Wetstein comes in motion. Cobb will get the handoff. He's over 100 yards, and he's got another first down for Georgetown to the 22-yard line. As they continue to pound that left side. Cade Mullins, Dawson Gabber leading the way for Cobb that time on the left side of the line up front. So it is enough for a first down to the 22-yard line, the 14th first down of the day for Georgetown, double that of the Wildcats. Georgetown continues to not only pound the ball, but pound the clock as we are under 5 minutes to go in the third. That's Maggard in motion. Delayed draw to Zach Babb, and good job up front by Jerwin Young to keep an eye on Babb and limit him to a gain of 1. Georgetown substitutes liberally on offense, seemingly play to play, and no difference here in these sequences. We're not going to change things up on the offensive line here on this play as Boots Ellett comes in. Jared Kinnaman out on this 2nd down and 9 play. Maggard in motion one more time. Dampier on the slant and go for Johnson, not there, and trying to throw it to the sideline and too wide and out of bounds. Johnson, the lone receiver, out on the play, but the Bethel defense not falling for it as Caldwell had good coverage the entire way as Johnson was trying to run, actually looked more like a post corner route. In either case, it'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Tigers from the Bethel 21-yard line. Exactly 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Georgetown leading 10-7. Isaiah Cobb in the backfield. He's over 100 yards on the ground on the day. Pressure coming again. Johnson has it out wide. He'll be, looks to be about a yard shy of a first down here, and I don't think there's any question Georgetown will go for this on 4th down and about 1. And they're going to go quick and try not to let Bethel substitute here, and I think Bethel's going to take a timeout here, and indeed they are. Bethel had 2 defenders running off the field. I don't think they were going to make it. Coach Cronin not happy with it. He thought that Georgetown should have been allowed to snap that ball. Not the case, though. And so they take, Bethel does, a timeout here to stop Georgetown from catching Bethel with too many on the field. Georgetown needs just 1 yard here. And if the storyline of the running game thus far for Georgetown goes, you would expect them to run again at the left side of the Bethel defensive line. Conversely, we'll see if Bethel tries to load up with some help on that left side for Archie Williams, who's in on this 4th down play. Georgetown 0 for 1 here on 4th down today, just 3 out of 15 on the season. Bethel's opponents thus far on the year, 3 out of 6 coming into today. 4th and 1 for Georgetown. Bethel will put Jerwin Young at the top side of the defensive line here on that left side this time. Tigers need 1. A little bit of a shaky snap there. Isaiah Cobb's 2nd effort will get a first down. Young had a hand on Cobb's leg in the backfield, and Cobb able to shake free and move the chains to the 10-yard line. Make it 1st and I believe they'll call it 1st and goal here. The ball spotted just outside the 10, but they will go ahead and call it 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. 3:30 to go in the quarter. Georgetown looking to push the lead out to 2 scores if they can punch it in. Noah Kramer in at receiver to the top side. Jake Johnson to the near side. Barber and Maggard in the slot. Dampier bobbles the snap and will throw it away. Dampier now 17 of 28 for 167. That scoring tally to Jake Johnson officially tallied at 43 yards. So Dampier with 1 touchdown and the pick. With smart play there, after the play was really busted when the snap hit the ground, Dampier just threw it away. 2nd and goal. As this time it'll be Barber and Cobb in the backfield. The unbalanced set for Georgetown. Cobb on the toss. Barber and Maggard leading the way. Cobb going to lower his head. He'll get to about the 5, maybe the 4-yard line before he is whistled down. They'll mark him at the 5. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 5. I still think this is 2-down territory here for Georgetown. With just a 3-point lead, not sure that Bill Cronin would see much of a value in a field goal here. Yes, it would push the lead out to 6, but I think when you're this close, especially with the way the Tigers' defense has been playing, you want to try and punch this thing into the end zone on these next 2 plays. 3rd and goal from the 5. Zach Babb gets the carry. He is cut down. He'll use his momentum to push forward. He'll only get a couple to about the 3. 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. And as I thought would be the case, the offense will remain on the field to try and put this ball into the end zone. Tigers already converted 1 4th down the drive. They'll need to do it again here and get the ball into the end zone. Dampier under center with Maggard coming in motion. Play fake. Barber in the middle and not there. It looked like Barber's arm was held by Jacoby Griffin. The pass wasn't the most accurate from Dampier, a little high and wide of the mark, but Bethel's defense gets a stop, and the Wildcats will take the ball to start at their own 3-yard line. I think there was certainly contact between Griffin and Barber, who was coming free across the middle, but not the best throw from Dampier as he was on the move when he let the ball go, and Barber couldn't bring it down. And so Bethel gets the stop it needs, but they are backed up deep, and Jacob Murphy will take this 1st down snap from his own end zone. Low snap here, and Prather will get it, and Prather met by Standiford just across the 5-yard line. They'll mark his forward progress out at the 7. Initially a gain of about 3.5 on the play. Minute 35 to go in the 3rd. Georgetown unable to put anything on the board on that drive. They burned a lot of clock, though. Tigers have held the ball for more than 27 minutes in this game, just 16 for Bethel before the start of this drive. Gain of 3 on the play. Play it up the middle once again. Colin Smith meeting Prather out at about the 9-yard line as Bethel continues to keep the ball on the ground in the shadow of its own end zone. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Wildcats with a minute to play in the 3rd. Georgetown 10, Bethel 7. Bethel has not been able to really get itself going offensively here in this 3rd quarter. Murphy will try and change that here. Pressure coming, though. Sander Roxvag gets him from behind. All the way back at the 4-yard line. Murphy did the right thing rolling out to that far side, and Roxvag ran him down from behind. All the way from the left side of the line to the right. Roxvag's 3rd sack of the season. And now Bethel will ask its punter, Caleb Hall, to get them out of trouble here as we have a stoppage in play here. The official signal Georgetown may have taken a timeout here. I'm not sure what we have here. Maybe another clock issue. The official trying to communicate up to the press box here. Hard to hear because of this wind. hear the wind coming through our microphones up here in the booth. It has been whipping all day long. They reset the clock 26 seconds in the third quarter. Jake Johnson's going to await the kick. He'll be standing well into Bethel territory, and Caleb Hall is going to have his heel on the end line. And I think Georgetown indeed did take a timeout here, because Bethel otherwise could have let the quarter run out and punt with the wind at their back. So a clever move here by Bill Cronin on a short kick here by Hall. Johnson fields it at the 35-yard line. Jake Johnson coming near side. He's inside the 20. Jake Johnson inside the 15-yard line. And what a brilliant call it is from Bill Cronin to take that timeout to force Bethel to punt into the wind. And the Tigers are going to start this drive at the Wildcats' 13-yard line with 13 seconds to go in the quarter. You don't get to over 200 wins and a Hall of Fame in your career by not thinking on your feet, and that's exactly what Bill Cronin did right there. Bethel, I think, was going to be more than content to let the clock run out and let Hall punt it with the wind at his back. Instead, punting into that wind, Jake Johnson moves the ball on a 22-yard punt return to the Bethel 13-yard line, and Georgetown can quickly look to extend the lead again. Here is Maggard in the middle, dropped it. Second drop of the day for Aaron Maggard. That one hit him right in the chest. No excuse on that one. You got a team as good as Bethel is on their heels. You've got to take advantage. And right there, Maggard with nowhere near him drops it. Normally Aaron Maggard, very sure hands in that slot. That's his second drop ball of the day. Zach Dampier now 17 out of 30 for 167. One touchdown, one interception. Dampier, nowhere to go with it. Pressure coming once again, and Dampier throws it a one-hopper to Aaron Maggard. And now there'll be 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. Really good job of red zone defense thus far for Bethel in these last 2 series. They'll need another stop here. And if Georgetown doesn't move any yardage here, I wouldn't be surprised here at this point of the field if Bill Cronin wouldn't try and go ahead and kick the field goal. But they don't even want to have that be a discussion. Zach Babb into the backfield. Georgetown 5 of 13 on third down. They need the 3-yard line to keep the ball and the drive alive. Dampier on the near side, throws it away again. Again, looking for Jake Johnson on that post corner route, and Bethel has had it covered the entire way, and Dampier's just had nowhere to go with it, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Georgetown's defense continues to be the story in this game. Bethel puts up just 18 yards of offense in the third quarter, but still the Tigers have yet to take advantage of it outside the Jake Johnson touchdown. We head to the fourth. Georgetown facing a fourth down decision, leading 10-7 on stretch.
Let's talk numbers. 1, that's our ranking in Kentucky for the difference we make in our students' future earnings. 3, that's the number of years in a row we've been ranked as best in Kentucky for students getting their first job or into graduate school. 100, that's the percentage of fully qualified students from our pre-med program who get accepted into medical school. 30, that's the number of seconds it just took to change your life. Think different. Think GC. Apply for free at georgetowncollege.edu.
On the playing surface here on the far side, Director of Development and Major Gift Officer Hannah Krosky handing out the Traveling Champions Cup to the Georgetown lacrosse team. As we talked about, this past Tuesday was GC Giving Day, which had a new athletic challenge, which was Choose Your Team. The lacrosse team won by raising $12,592 for the school through 166 donations to win the Champions Cup. Congratulations to Coach Brandon Davis and his team for winning that nice honor. We begin the fourth quarter here, and Georgetown will send Chris Klein on for a field goal try. About 30 yards here to try and give Georgetown a 6-point lead. He hit from 35 in the second quarter. That ball is up, and it is no good. The wind took it to the left, And so the Bethel defense again holds. The Tigers had the ball 1st and 10 at the Bethel 13-yard line and gained nothing. And so Chris Klein misses for the 2nd time on the season, 1st time today. Let's see if that comes back to haunt Georgetown. 2 opportunities inside the Bethel 15-yard line, and the Tigers, who have had struggles in the opposition's red zone all year long, it's haunted them twice now in this one. Bethel offense back out from its own 20. Hand off to Prather, trying to make something happen. He goes up into the air and is met in the air by Bryce Bowen at the 25-yard line. Flag comes in late on the play, really right at the point of contact. Penalty going to be called against Bethel. It is a hold. 4th penalty of the day to be called against the Wildcats. Penalty going to be move the ball back to the 14-yard line as it was marked 10 yards from the spot. So it'll be 1st down and 16 for the Wildcats. Murphy looking left, and a high ball, and it is incomplete as he was looking out wide for TATE Wink. TATE Wink, a backup tight end, just has his 2 catches on the season. Really wasn't going to be much to gain on that, maybe just a couple on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 16 for Bethel. Just under a minute into the 4th quarter. Georgetown's defense has been excellent all day long. Here is Prather trying to move up the middle, and he is popped as he crossed the 15-yard line. May have fallen forward to about the 17. You take away that 66-yard touchdown run from Davius Prather, and Bethel is averaging just 2.7 yards per play today. Georgetown's defense has been spectacular. They'll need another stop here on 3rd and 13. 15 on the play clock here, so no rush for Murphy. He'll have Prather in the backfield, 4 wide receivers. Pressure coming. Murphy gets it off there, and the receiver slipped on the far side. He had Jacoby Reddick out there with a little bit of space to operate against Kyron Simpson, but Reddick slipped coming out of his break. And so Bethel cannot take advantage of a Georgetown missed field goal, and once again, Caleb Hall will be back near his own end zone to punt this ball away. He'll have the wind at his back this time. And Jake Johnson off of a terrific return. See if he can get something going here on this return. Hall, very, very good kick this time. And actually, that's Darius Barber who checked in late to return. Barber out to the right side. He has space up the right sideline. Darius Barber into Bethel territory. Barber is popped at the 36-yard line, but still a terrific return from Darius Barber, but it might be coming back again. Barber had a big return in the 1st quarter that was wiped out by a penalty as he took a nasty hit from Keyshawn Harris on the play, but a flag all the way back at the Georgetown 44-yard line is likely going to wipe out another strong return from Darius Barber. The back judge standing at the Georgetown 44-yard line here, so again, that's in the area of a hold or block in the back normally. Barber had such a head of momentum on the play and seemingly was just ran into a wall. And it is flag against Georgetown. So the second mistake on a long punt return is going to wipe out such a long punt return. Seen that happen a couple of times outside of today this year for Georgetown as well. So the penalty is going to move the ball back to the Georgetown 35-yard line. Situation here for Georgetown, you've got to find a way to get some points on the board on this drive. You continue to let this Bethel team hang around, and they've got to feel like eventually they're going to put it together. As good as the Bethel offense has been all season long, you have to assume that they're going to get it figured out at some point in this game. And I think that's why this possession here is important for Georgetown to try and get some points on the board. They'll start it with Aaron Maggard in motion. Dampier, delayed draw to Isaiah Cobb. Cobb pushing the pile. He'll be out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Cobb now with 117 yards today, more than the output from his first 4 games of the year. Kevin George in on the stop, but that offensive line has been markedly improved today, not only in the run game, but also keeping the quarterback clean as well. In fact, both teams have done a nice job protecting their quarterback. No sacks to be had in this game for either team. Cobb, again, not much doing that time as he is slung down in the backfield by Keyshawn Brummett. Third down and 4 it will be as Isaiah Cobb checks out. Georgetown 5 out of 14 on third down. Noah Kramer to the near side. Dampier going to look into the middle, though, and that ball is behind Mullins and nearly intercepted by Davius Chrisman. Bad ball from Zach Dampier as he threw it well behind Cade Mullins, and Georgetown will punt. Mullins was open, really would have been met right at the sticks, which would have been enough for a first down, but Dampier's pass not on point. And so Josh Edwards will have to come on and punt this one away. And this will be a challenge here, punting into this wind. Jacoby Reddick will stand back at his own 20-yard line, and Edwards is going to have to put some leg behind this one just to get to where Reddick is standing, as tough as that wind has been kicking in this direction all day long. Bethel playing safe all the way. Edwards does get a pretty good kickoff, and he'll get a Georgetown bounce as that ball is going to go out of bounds at the Bethel 16-yard line. So good job there by Edwards. Again, not allowing the dangerous Jacoby Reddick an opportunity to return a ball there. And so Bethel's offense backed up once again. Wildcats ran just 9 offensive plays in that third quarter for 18 yards. In fact, here in the second half in total, Bethel has run 13 plays for 27 yards. Georgetown's defense just continues to produce. Prather going to get the handoff here. Bounces off of one tackler. Good job to go low there and by Zion Bethel to bring down Prather on the play. And Bethel, a little undersized out there, corner, just 5'9", $170, doing the right thing, going at the ankles of Prather to stop him and limiting him to just a gain of 1. Prather now 8 carries for 87. 66 of that came on that touchdown run in the first play of the second quarter. Murphy wants to throw. Has Roebuck out there, and he dropped it. He beat Bethel and got the inside edge on the slant, and Murphy put a perfect ball on, and Roebuck let it go right through his hands. Would have been an easy first down, a pickup of about 20 on the play. Those are the types of plays when you're struggling offensively to move the ball, you've got to make for your quarterback. And now Bethel facing third down. The Wildcats officially 1 for 10 on third down today. 53% they were on third down coming into this one. Murphy near side and right through the hands of Zion Bethel and what would have been a pick six. Roebuck cut inside. Murphy threw it out there right as the cut was made, and Zion Bethel had an interception and a touchdown waiting for him, and it went right through his hands. Oh, Oh, that is one he is going to be haunted by for a long time. There was no one out there for Bethel that would have touched him in going the other way and into the end zone. A huge break for the Wildcats. Caleb Hall will stand at his own 2-yard line to punt this one away. It'll be Jake Johnson this time back to punt it. Not a good kick from Hall, as that's going to sputter to the Georgetown sideline, and the Tigers will start in Bethel territory at the 49-yard line. Another ball off the side of the foot of Caleb Hall. And another opportunity here for Georgetown to try to push this lead out to 2 scores. It remains Zach Dampier as the quarterback. We only saw Hunter KRAUSE for that final drive of the first half as the signal caller for the Tigers. Other than that, it has been Dampier's day. He'll have Isaiah Cobb in the backfield. Bethel now going with a 3-man front. And now trying to set the screen up, and there was no chance it was getting there, and Dampier did the smart thing and fired it into the turf. The Bethel line just too spread out there for Dampier to try and navigate that throw to Cobb, and Dampier now 17 out of 34 for 167. 10:59 to go in the ball game. And a game for Georgetown, if they want any shot at the playoffs, they have to win this game. Thomas More and Pikeville had been struggling this season. Even if you beat those two, probably not going to help you much in terms of the national rankings. Cobb up the middle, and that ball came out, and Bethel has it. The ball squirted loose, and Keyshawn Brummett falls on it on the Bethel 49-yard line, and Georgetown turns it over for the second time in the game. Couldn't tell who punched it out, but Brummett was right there to fall on it. Bethel's offense now on the field after Georgetown coughs the football up. The Tigers just continue to have issues with offensive execution when they've had opportunities to stretch the lead. Murphy wants it all down the left sideline. Brown is out there. He has it, and Bethel has the lead. A flag on the play where the ball was caught, but I think Kyron Simpson is going to get called for interference on the play. We'll wait and see what the call is, but as it stands, it's going to be a 51-yard touchdown pass to Lucas Brown. I think both sides thinking it's going to be against Georgetown here. We'll wait and see what the call is. It'll be pass interference against Kyron Simpson. That'll obviously be refused. And Bethel takes advantage of the turnover immediately, and they have the lead just that quickly. 51 yards from Jacob Murphy to Lucas Brown. I said at the start of this quarter, if you give a team as good as Bethel is enough chances offensively, they're going to figure it out. And all of a sudden, with 10 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the game, Isaiah Cobb fumbles, and on the very next play, Jacob Murphy hits Lucas Brown on a 51-yard touchdown. Bethel leads Georgetown 14-10 on stretch. Bethel with the lead. Short kick here going to be fielded by Isaiah Cobb, trying to atone for that fumble, and not going to be much doing on the return. He'll get out to about the 23-yard line. Another game where Georgetown has had chances to extend the lead, and if not, in the way their defense has been playing, put Bethel away. Instead, the Tigers continue to be unable to execute and finish drives off. Talking about the two drives late in the third quarter where the Georgetown gets inside the Bethel 15 twice and comes away with no points. Starts this last drive at the Bethel 49-yard line and fumbles it, and Bethel takes advantage. So now the Tigers find themselves trailing in a game they've controlled for most of. Dampier, he's going to try and return the favor. Jake Johnson has it knocked away by devious Chrisman. Good coverage all the way right there. I think Johnson may have jumped just a tad early, but in either case, Chrisman was in perfect coverage the entire way. Second and 10 as the Tigers tried to answer back there. Dampier now 17 of 35 for 167. Tigers remain with their heavy front. As Isaiah Cobb not in on this play. Handoff is to Zach Babb. Not the cleanest exchange there, but not much doing. Just 2 yards to the 24-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8, and all of a sudden, this Bethel defense has some extra juice to work with. And Bethel's red zone defense has been very good here in this game. Georgetown still outgaining the Wildcats by nearly 100 yards in total. It's just been 2 big plays for Bethel that has them to lead. 3rd down and 8 here as Darius Barber goes in motion. He remains quiet in this offense. Dampier out wide. Johnson has the first down to the 33-yard line. Good job that time by Johnson to run past the sticks, then come back. It'll be enough by a yard for a first down for the Tigers. Needed 8. Johnson gives him 9. Johnson now with 8 catches for 93. 9:40 to go in the game. Georgetown has been going much more from under center here in the second half compared to the first, trying to, again, milk that clock. Delayed draw was never going to work. Run that play one too many times, and the big fella, David Riggin, comes in and blows it up in the backfield as Jalen Lumpkin was into the game on offense for the first time today, and he loses 5. Really no fault of his, though. He had no chance. As soon as he took that handoff, Riggin was right there to swallow it up. Actually marked that just a loss of 4 there. So in either case, it's still 2nd and long for Georgetown. Under 9 minutes to go. Georgetown's got to find a way now to make a play in the passing game as Bethel's coming with 5 here to the near side. Aaron Maggard has it. And right near the sticks, this is going to depend on the spot. He's right at the 43-yard line. As that ball just floated out there, and Maggard was able to bring it in front of Kevin George. And it'll be just about the length of the football shy of the line to gain for the Tigers. Now we've got a stoppage here. And I'm wondering, the officials are looking at the far side to see if it is a first down, and it is. So it will be a change to a first down here for Georgetown with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go on Aaron Maggard's 5th catch of the day. Will Thomas in it, receiver to the near side. Darius Barber goes in motion to the top. Barber just 3 catches for 9 yards in the game. Kevin George showing blitz. Here he comes. Georgetown hands up to Zach Babb, and he had no chance. Georgetown getting away from what's been successful in this game, running the ball, and that's on the left side of the line. They've been trying to run up the middle the last handful of plays, and that's right where Bethel wants to go with the size Bethel has in the interior of that D-line. No gain on the play for Babb. Now 7 carries, 15. Dampier out wide, has Maggard on the out route. Maggard will have a first down. Kevin George has a decided size advantage on Aaron Maggard out there, but Maggard has too much speed. Kevin George in that slot goes 6'3", 185, but Maggard too much quickness there, and Dampier with an accurate and excellent ball out wide, and so the Tigers now move into Bethel territory at the 45-yard line. Clock starting to factor in now, 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go here on Senior Day at Toyota Stadium. Maggard and Barber in motion, so now trips to the top side. Will Thomas all alone at the bottom. Dampier looking near side on that slant. Another bad ball from Dampier. Thomas nearly brought it in, but still pretty easy pitch and catch there, and Dampier once again throws it behind his intended target. Chrisman came to break it up, but it would have been a very difficult catch for Thomas to make. Second and 10 for Dampier, 7:02 on the clock. Quick pass near side to Barber, trying to get out toward the sideline. Good block out wide from Aaron Maggard, and a nice gain for Darius Barber. It'll be a first down. Credit Aaron Maggard with the block out wide that gave Barber the angle he needed to cut it upfield to get those extra yards to get that first down. Tigers continue to chip away. Now to the Bethel 34-yard line, 6:45 on the clock. That ball, the 40th pass of the day for Zach Dampier. Barber with his 4th catch. Handoff is to Barber this time. Zach Babb leads the way. Not much doing there, though. Darian Burns came flying in from his linebacker spot to wipe that play out. Just a gain of 1 for Barber. Tigers in no hurry here. 25 seconds on the play clock here. Georgetown here, I think ideally you'd want to take off maybe another 3 or 4 minutes off this drive and obviously punch it into the end zone in doing so. 4 wide receiver set. Dampier out to the far side. Johnson able to snatch that one and toe tap for a gain of about 4 on the play out to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Tigers 6 of 16 on 3rd down here today. .5:30 on the clock and rolling. Maggard comes in motion to the near side. Dampier down the seam. Maggard has it. Aaron Maggard inside the 5, bounces off one. Tigers lead again. A perfect ball from Zach Dampier, and Aaron Maggard again showing that toughness. Bounced off the would-be tackler and goes in, a 30-yard touchdown, and Georgetown moves back in front. The perfect amount of touch on that pass from Zach Dampier. Aaron Maggard now over 100 yards on the day, and Georgetown retakes the lead with 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining on the clock. The extra point is up and good from Chris Klein. Aaron Maggard, 30-yard touchdown pass, and now Bethel finds itself trailing again. 5:15 to go. Tigers 17, Wildcats 14 on stretch. Seesaw battle it has become here in the 4th quarter. Aaron Maggard now with 116 yards receiving on the day. The last 30 coming on the pass from Zach Dampier to put Georgetown back in the lead. Chris Klein going to go with the high short kick, and the fair catch will be signaled at the 30-yard line by Mitchell Faulkner. Georgetown electing to not allow Bethel with a chance to return, but now the Tigers are going to rely on their defense to try and get a stop and get the ball back again. From the left hash, Murphy will go. Handoff is to Deontay Tate. Not much doing there, just a couple. And Tate has been really no factor in the game today. Just 28 yards carry on 12 tries. Clock now shows under 5 minutes remaining here at Toyota Stadium. Marcus Amashule in on the stop for the Tigers on first down. It'll be 2nd and 8. Bethel has 2 timeouts to work with. DJ White coming in pressure on the left side. Murphy throws out left and will be broken up. And no, Bethel's going to get called for interference there. Zion Bethel, that is, of Georgetown. He doesn't like it. That's a pretty good call. It looked like he tugged on the jersey of Roebuck to gain himself an advantage to reach over the top and knock it away. This will be an automatic first down for the Wildcats of Bethel, as they've been picking on Zion Bethel of Georgetown. And so it'll be an automatic first down at the spot of the foul. So put the ball at the Bethel 41-yard line. That's the 4th penalty of the day against Georgetown. Second one called for interference against Bethel, who again works at the top side against Roebuck. Low snap. Murphy to the left side. Way too high that time for Roebuck. Bethel and Zion Bethel in pretty good coverage that time. Bryce Bowen over to help from the safety spot. Still not a bad idea to throw it up there and see if Roebuck can pull it down. And Roebuck has a 5-inch height advantage on Zion Bethel on that top side. And I expect Bethel offensively to keep working towards Zion Bethel. Keep trying not to get that mixed up as we go along here in this one. 2nd and 10. Murphy has Tate in the pistol. Tate up the middle. He's popped. That ball squirted out late. I think Tate was able to fall back on it, though, at the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3. 13 carries, 33 yards for Deontay Tate. Jacob Murphy came in today, 67% completion percentage. He's 9 out of 21 for 113. 3rd down and 7 here. Bethel is 1 for 11 on 3rd down in the ballgame. 4 minutes to go. Murphy looking out wide to Roebuck, and that one is eventually pulled down. What a grab by Caleb Roebuck. Zion Bethel in perfect coverage actually got a piece of the ball, and as Roebuck was going down, the ball fluttered down and hit him right in his stomach. And a huge 3rd down conversion for the Wildcats, just their 2nd of the day. They're on the line in Georgetown territory. Handoff is to Tate, and he slipped as he was trying to break through. Just a gain of 1 on the play. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Georgetown 17, Bethel 14. Bethel trying for the go-ahead score on this play. They'll throw it out wide. Low pass there, but really a busted play from the get-go. Avant Burns with the catch, but not the best pass there, and Burns could do nothing with it. It'll be a loss of 2 on Burns' first catch of the afternoon. Makes it 3rd and 11. Raphael Roan in on the stop for Georgetown, but really nowhere was Burris going to be able to negotiate, even if he pulls that one in cleanly. 3rd and 11. 2:40 to go here at Toyota Stadium. Bethel has 2 timeouts. The Tiger fans here trying to implore a stop. Murphy with pressure coming, throws it out to the near side. A jump ball that is intercepted on the near sideline by Georgetown. Murphy just threw it up for grabs, and the Tigers pick it off. Kyron Simpson came over, his first interception of the season. 2 receivers in the area. Murphy just essentially threw that up for grabs, and Kyron Simpson came over from his safety spot to pick it off. Georgetown now has the ball on its own 36-yard line and will try and kill off the final 2 minutes and 24 seconds of the game. Again, keep in mind, Bethel does have 2 timeouts, so Georgetown's going to have to get a couple of first downs here on the drive to try and secure the win. Still a lot to be decided here. Darius Barber will get the carry on first down. He's out through the first wave. Darius Barber has a first down. He'll stay in bounds at the Georgetown 48-yard line. And right on the play, we've got a stoppage here, and Bethel will take its second timeout. Big play from Darius Barber, who has been not much of a factor today. That was just his 7th touch of the day. 45 total yards of offense for Darius Barber, but a huge play here. And so Bethel spends its second timeout. Two minutes and 16 seconds show on the clock. Still, though, with one more timeout for Bethel to use, Georgetown's still going to have to try and pick up another first down here. That was just the second interception of the season for Jacob Murphy. Couldn't have come at a better time for Georgetown. And actually, now they'll move the clock all the way back to 2:25. And now they reset it down to 2:17. So now we finally get the communication worked out. 2:17 shows on the clock, and that's what we're going to go with here on first down after the Bethel timeout. Ball security here of the utmost importance. Again, Georgetown using Isaiah Cobb as the lead blocker, not the ball carrier there. This time, Cobb will get the carry. 2 hands over it. He'll get to just across midfield, and Bethel will quickly use another timeout. Jacoby Griffin on the stop there on Isaiah Cobb's 20th carry of the day for 119 yards. The ball will be spotted just inside midfield in Bethel territory, and the clock shows 2:11. And Bethel now out of timeout. So if Georgetown can pick up the first down, that would cinch it. They need 8 more yards. And off it's to Zach Babb. He is met immediately by David Riggin, who slams him down in the backfield. Georgetown wants a unsportsmanlike there as Riggin just body slammed Babb after his forward progress had been stopped. And that call has been made before. You stop a runner's forward progress and then slam him down like that. The officials at all levels of college football have been told you have the discretion to throw a flag there, but one is not thrown here. So it goes down as a 1-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 9 for Georgetown. 1:33 on the clock, now 12 on the play clock. And the Tigers here, again, if they can get a first down, the ball game would be over. Dampier snaps it with 2 on the clock. Here is Barber. Zach Babb leading the way. Barber not going to get a first down. He'll get to the 48-yard line of Bethel. And the play clock now starts. 1:08 in the game, 36 on the play clock. So you do the math here. I think Georgetown will likely let this burn all the way down. And then I would think take a timeout. I don't think you want to take the 5-yard penalty and ask Josh Edwards to try to punt this into the wind. As it stands, though, at least for the moment anyway, Georgetown will keep its offense on the field. Zach Dampier over the sideline alongside head coach Bill Cronin. Play clock at 10, game clock at 42, and the Tigers are more than inclined to let this burn all the way down to 1 second, I would imagine, on the play clock, and then take a timeout. And that's exactly what they'll do. So the clock will show 32.6, and Georgetown will punt it away, and Bethel, if they can field this cleanly, will get the ball back with no timeouts, needing a field goal to tie or a touchdown to win it. One other final from Mid-South Conference play. U-Pike, an easy win over Cumberland, 38-13. Georgetown goes to U-Pike in 3 weeks to close out the regular season. They'll reset the clock now to exactly 33 seconds remaining, so 4/10 go back on. But Georgetown now, you got to execute in the punt game. Remember 2 weeks ago, Georgetown had a bad snap on a punt that led to a Lindsey Wilson touchdown and really turned the game in Lindsey Wilson's favor. And now looks like Georgetown's going to send its offense onto the field here. Bill Cronin going to go to the line here. I wonder if he's going to maybe just see if he can draw Bethel offside here. Barber comes in motion. Now Cobb goes out wide. And now Dampier goes to the line. Georgetown to use another timeout. I think Bill Cronin right there just saying, I've got one more timeout to use. Let me see if I can draw them offside and pick up an easy 5 yards here. And now Georgetown uses its final timeout. And now we should see the punting unit come on with 33 seconds to go. So again, you need a good snap here. That will be Ryan Burke, the freshman from Groveport, Ohio. He has been the long snapper this entire season. He will snap it away here on this 4th down play, and Josh Edwards will attempt to pin Bethel deep. Wind is picking up once again. It had settled for a few minutes. Now it's picking up again. Jacoby Reddick will stand at his own 15-yard line. Need another good coffin corner kick here from Edwards. Don't even give Reddick a chance to return this if you can. But first, you got to execute on the snap. Good snap. And Edwards does get it away. Short kick here. And Georgetown trying to say that hit somebody, and the officials say no. And so the Tigers will down it at the 28-yard line. Bethel will have 24.8 on the clock to try to get downfield and either kick a field goal for the tie and go to overtime or to try and win it. Bethel has no timeout, so they've got to go in a hurry. If they get in position for a field goal, Rodrigo Campos' long on the season is 41 yards. So Bethel here really needs to pick up about 50 yards to get in position for Campos. Here is Murphy. Near side, has it out there, and that is caught out wide, and a big break of a tackle by Arius Trice gets out to the 43-yard line, a gain of 15, clock down to 18-7. Bryce Bowen chases him out, a gain of 15, took 6 seconds off the clock. So Bethel still with about 30 to 35 more yards to go. Murphy quick to the left side, same play, through the hands of Trice that time. A little high and wide from Murphy. That took 4 seconds off, 14 seconds remaining here at Toyota Stadium. Georgetown's defense, outside of the 2 long touchdown passes, has been brilliant today. Can they be brilliant for another 14 seconds? The Tigers trying to improve to 4-1 on the year. Murphy looking near side this time, and that is there and dropped on the near side by Avant Burns. Tough play to be had, but Burns couldn't bring it in. It'll make it 3rd and 10 with 9 seconds to go. And really now, if you're Bethel, you're down to 2 plays. Prather checks out. Murphy will have 3 receivers to his right. Trice to the top side. 3rd down and 10, 9 seconds to go. Murphy rolling out right. Throws it out there, and that is broken up by Kyron Simpson. Roebuck was in the area. Simpson broke off and broke it up, and now Bethel down to 1 play. 4 seconds to go, and Bethel from here needs the end zone or a Georgetown penalty. Let's see what kind of arm Murphy has, or does Bethel try and go with the lateral game? Either way, they don't have a timeout to discuss it. Final play of the ball game, barring a defensive penalty right now. Murphy, roll out to the right, will heave it up there, down the field. It is intercepted by Rob Sheffield, and the game is over. Sheffield's 4th pick of the year, and Georgetown turns in a defensive performance they will remember for a long, long time as the Tigers knock off the Bethel Wildcats by a score of 17-14. Georgetown improves to 4-1 on the season. Bethel suffers its first loss in the 2021 spring football season. What a ball game this has been. Georgetown holds Bethel 28 points below its season average offensively and gives up exactly half of the yardage Bethel had picked up per game on the year. Big credit to defensive coordinator Shan Housekeeper. They found something in that Bethel tape they thought they could exploit and attack, and they did it all game long. What a great win here for Georgetown, and what a way to close out the home slate of football games here in this spring season. Georgetown now gets a chance to enjoy a week off before 2 final road games. The first being Thomas More on April the 2nd, and then April 9th against U-Pike. What a great day for Georgetown. Looking at some of the final numbers again, Bethel came in today averaging 530 yards per game offensively. Georgetown cut that exactly in half today. 265 yards allowed to Bethel in the game. Bethel 42 points per game coming into today. The Tigers held them to 14. Georgetown by far and away its best rushing performance of the season. The Tigers run for 157 yards and hold the ball for 36 minutes. That will win you a lot of games against a team that can score as well as Bethel does. And the Tigers do that and then some today. How about one other stat for you as far as this Georgetown defense goes? Told you during the game, Bethel had converted its 3rd downs at a rate of 53% coming in. Today, 2 out of 14. You can't ask for much more out of a defense than what Bill Cronin got from his here today, and the Tigers earned a gritty win. They did just enough offensively to get this one done. Let some opportunities go, but that defense was so good once again. The Tigers improved to 4-1 on the season. Offensively for Georgetown, Zach Dampier, 23 out of 42, 246 yards. 2 touchdowns and a pick. Isaiah Cobb, a banner day for him, 20 carries, 120 yards. Aaron Maggard, 7 catches, 116 yards and a touchdown. Jake Johnson, 9 for 96. Just about any way you look at it, a great win for Georgetown, and a win they really had to have to keep their playoff hopes alive going forward. And 2 very winnable games to close out the season. Georgetown has a really good shot at finishing this regular season at 6-1, and I'd have to think a 6-1 finish in this season would be more than good enough to get them back into the playoffs. But still, they have to take care of business over the final 2 regular season games. That'll come up in a couple of weeks, starting with Thomas More. Georgetown gets a bye week next week to get ready for the Saints on April the 2nd. Fantastic win here for Georgetown. The defense does it once again as Georgetown knocks off Bethel by a score of 17-14. That'll wrap up our coverage here of Georgetown football, we think, here in this 2021 spring season. If we see you again here covering football, it will be because Georgetown's hosting a home playoff game. Still a lot to be determined in that regard. Stay tuned to GeorgetownCollegeAthletics.com and all of our social media outlets as well. You're going to get updates there from all the Georgetown athletic programs in this spring season, how they're doing, any kind of schedule changes, if indeed Georgetown football does wind up coming back here for a home playoff game in a few weeks' time. But nevertheless, what a way to close out things here on the home front in the regular season and to do it on Senior Day. The Tigers win this one in a defensive slugfest, with the Tigers able to prevail. Your final score, Georgetown 17 and Bethel 14. For our entire terrific Tiger Sports Network crew, my name is Jason Griefer. Thank you so much for joining us. Tigers are 4-1, still work to be done. We've certainly enjoyed the coverage here that you've been watching live here on Stretch.